And there we go. Now I see levels going for my mic. Hopefully, you all can hear me now. My computer unexpectedly rebooted a couple of days ago, and I think it might have messed up my OBS settings. What's going on? Hope all of you all have had an absolutely fantastic evening. Black Fist, glad you're able to make it. Hope you're doing all right. Isaac, what's going on? Yeah, let's go. I'm excited to get back into Pentiment. Give me a second. I didn't get a chance to load it up before I started here. So let me do that. And then we can also make sure the desktop, hey, looks like the desktop audio is coming through properly, I think. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. I see desktop audio levels going. The mobs, what's going on? And let's make sure you all can see it. And bam! You all should be able to see both my game and me. Okart, what's going on? Glad you're able to make the stream. All the way from South Africa. Really? Wow. I have always wanted to visit. I'm looking forward to one day being able to go to Africa. I think I'm going to be able to make it happen next year, but unfortunately, I think we're only going to be able to go to Ghana, so I'm not going to be able to visit more of South Africa. But I definitely plan to be back to explore more of that area. How are you today? Let's go ahead and continue. I assume. I know. I was just about to ask. I wasn't sure if it auto saved, but I guess it does. Awesome. Let me get back to Boss Page. What's going on? How are you, man? Not a lot. Decided to revisit Kenchi again. What's Kenchi? Um, what was this? Oh, we had just reached the Abbey area, and then they had separated from us. I don't remember what the my journal asked me to do, but okay. So there's Covenant Garden. There's the shrine. There's the church, and then there's the cloister. We'll go into the shrine first. God bless you, Brother Piero. No, wait. It's Master. Camera corrected me on my pronunciation of baller. But what did he say? It's like painter or something? Whatever. We're calling him Mahler. That's what's natural to me. I thought you couldn't see, Sister Margaret. During the day, I can see some colors. How did you know it was me? You and Brother Piero both smell of the pigments you use. But you're taller, and you have another smell to you, like fish or burned almonds. Oh, that's old linseed oil, popular among the Italians, but Brother Piero doesn't use it. Sure, well, nah, we're gonna go with the charismatic option. I'm also much more handsome. Well, I wouldn't know. God has saved me from the temptations of beautiful men. You'll just have to trust me then. Not a chance. That's awesome. Have a good day, Sister Margaret. God bless you, Master Mailer. A good RPG survival, a bunch of other things game. Not sure what genre to call it. Interesting. Okay, so you played it before then. Awesome. Philip, what's going on? How are you? Hey, Slandered and everyone. Hope you chill. Absolutely. Oh, it's the heretic. Where did I put that heavy flavor? What's going on, Dagon? How are you today, man? Brother Matthew maintains the shrine along with some of the sisters who paint badges for pilgrims. Okay, so I wonder if you have to actually walk to certain areas to get those little symbols to pop up, or if all the symbols that you have access to are just automatically available. Genshi has a lot of things. Post-apocalyptic sandbox survival RPG real-time strategy is the best I can do. Interesting. So does it have an actual story then? A reliquary containing the hand of Saint Moritz, which is said to have once held the Holy Lance. Oops. God bless you, Master Mailer. God bless you, Master Mailer. How goes your work in the Scriptorium? Very well, thank you. Oh, then I guess you wouldn't be interested in the saffron Agnes Stenarian received yesterday. What? Saffron, really? Where'd you hear that? Sister Matilda saw her at the Albanes. Maybe you could convince Prior Ferrant to get you some for your yellows. Good to know. How's Mossfinger? She's around here somewhere, hopefully getting to the baby rabbits before Sister Matilda does. Until later, Sister Gertrude. Bless you, Andreas. Maybe I'll see you by the shrine of Saint Satya one of these days. Okay, I think we've explored everything we could do here. Playing Path of Exile, Constant Delirium League. I keep hearing about Path of Exile, but I've never tried it out. Do you like it? Hi there. Sadly, I'm about to go to work. Enjoy. No problem, Alex. Take care. Hope you have a good day at work. In some ways, yes, but it's mostly what you make it. Abandonment. What's going on, man? I can't complain. How are you doing today? This looks like it's a whole other area. How do I get back? Yeah, let's go back to the Upper Abbey. Maybe we're not quite yet to go there. Not quite ready to go there yet, rather. Monastery Laquarium. God bless you, Andreas. Has your voice yet recovered from Easter Mass, Rodegar? Oh, yes. It was a bit of a strain, but a worthy sacrifice. Well, if the Lord could give us his all on Easter. Exactly. Have a good day in the Scriptorium. Have a good day singing. What am I supposed to be doing? I need to find a way to get in advance from the Abbey so I can help the Gertners pay for their taxes. I could speak with Brother Matthew about an early payment for my manuscript. Father Gernot might be receptive to a negotiate for the funds. I'll need to approach the subject carefully and make it worth his while. Another day, another few more pays for Abbott. Hopefully I need to get across town. Okay. All right, so I need to figure out how to get an early payment. Cloister. This is Father Matthew. What is it that you think you're doing, Master Mailer? Stare innocently. Stay away from the sacristy. You know you're not allowed in there. You know me. I just like to take a peek where I'm not allowed. What a uniquely fascinating and endearing trait. Stay out. Ah, of course. My apologies. Thank you, Master Mailer. Wow, okay, this is a huge area. Okay, but that's the end of it. Okay. So sooner or later, we need to make our way to a conversation with him. We'll come back here. Path of Exile is a very fun MMORPG with a really interesting and unique skill system. One of my favorite games, but it's very hack and slash. I'm not sure it would be your cup of tea. I can say if you like Diablo 2, you will love Path of Exile. Yeah, no, I'm more so into story-based games, and just in general, I don't play MMOs anymore. I'm definitely the type of guy who gets all the way sucked into them. This is giving me art history PTSD. Yeah, this is the game for it. Kenshi basically starts as an exploration survival RPG and then morphs into a real-time strategy as you recruit more people to your squad faction. There's a lot of world building in Kenshi, but the actual story is whatever you choose to do in the world as you grow to understand it. Simplest way I could put it is that there is story but no plot. So is it kind of like, what's that game called? Crusader Kings 3? Whatever that real-time strategy game is. I will say I have played quite a bit of this game, and so far I've heavily enjoyed it. Hedonist Orator is actually a super neat combo and very good. Awesome. Glad to hear it. You know, Diablo 2 was the only top-down action RPG I ever beat. Really don't like those games. Interesting. So what kind of games do you prefer? This door must be leading to the rest of the covenant, not for me. Got you. What's up with the flowers? Ah, Featherview. It always smells so fresh. That and its juices are especially good for hangovers. Ooh, is that because I'm a hedonist? Prioris house. Nothing there. God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Mother Cecilia. Is there something I can help you with? I noticed that you took the sisters inside when I walked up with the Baron. What concern of it is yours? What's the bell mean? You said much in saying nothing. And now we'll say even less. Good day, Andreas. What does that bell mean? They're like, you know what? I should have, I should have zoomed out to see if it would tell me in some sort of way. God dog it. Oh, well. No, that's not true. I beat Baldur's Gate, but that was short and easy. Yeah, Crusader Kings is a good comparison for how the story side of Kenshi feels. Dude, I will rail against the first two Baldur's Gate games until my dying days. I really hate those games mechanically. I'm not the biggest fan of it mechanically, but story-wise, I love Baldur's Gate 2. Man, I had a ball with that game. A painting of Hildegard of Bingen, Mother Cecilia's favorite. The doors into the Covenant are blocked to outsiders. Men, at least. No. How do I get to just the plants? Seriously? This is so weird the way they do that. Sister Gertrude dries and stores all of her herbs here. It's only letting me here. Pet him, or maybe it disappears after I deal with him. Is that what it is? Now will it walk away or something? No. The sisters certainly keep their garden well tended. God bless you, Master Mailer. I really like the way all of them start their conversation off that way. It's so wholesome. Sister Matilda, how are you doing? Mother Cecilia doesn't like us talking to men unless it's necessary to perform our work. Ah, forgive me. Sorry to bother you. Thank you, Master Mailer. Yeah, I don't know how I get to those three in the back. Maybe I have to wait. All right. Think we've done everything we could do here. That's the only type of RPG I have no tolerance for. I like story and I don't like random loot system. It gets repetitive, hacking through thousands of enemies. Oh, I mean Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, not the PC ones. There we go. Okay. Love the PC ones. There, that makes sense. Is this the outside area that I was just in? No, this is something different. Okay. Yeah. Baldur's Gate 1 was is just okay to me, honestly. But Baldur's Gate 2, I absolutely loved. I think I confused my damn self doing it this way here. Oh, okay, wait. Okay, so I'm in the cloister right now. And here's the infirmary. St. Luke, the patron of artists, is also the patron of healers. The story was okay, but it definitely wasn't my favorite. I get why people who are nostalgic for those games like it so much for story. My favorite RPG is either Pillars 1 or Dragon Age 2. Dragon Age 2 is one of your favorites, so you like Dragon Age 2 more than Dragon Age 1. Have we talked about this? I know there was somebody on my channel who mentioned this before, and I was astounded. In what way is Dragon Age 2 better than Dragon Age 1? God bless you, Andreas. Brother Florian, how are you? Brothers and sisters are well, so I am well, thank God. Andreas, have you spoken to Klaus Drucker lately? Yes, quite recently. Why? I believe he may be receiving a medical text from Bologna soon. I'm quite interested in it. One of the largest cities in Italy, Bologna has been a center of the arts for centuries. It houses a well-known university which was home to both Dante and Petrarch. Hello, Nemesis. We all have our taste, brother. We all have our taste. It's okay. I tried to play BG1 when the remake came out and couldn't get into it. I can't stand Vancian spellcasting. What's Vancian spellcasting? From what I understand of how essential spellcasting becomes in BG2, I would have hated the mechanics there even more. You like Dragon Age 2? Your opinion doesn't count anymore. Dragon Age 2 was better than a lot of people gave it credit for. I really liked the intimate storyline of it. I don't know why my eye just started burning for whatever reason. But the repeat of the areas over and over again was maddening for me. Dragon Age 2 is one of the worst cash drafts ever. And then there are guys like Nemesis. I feel like BG1 works if you're playing the whole thing as a trilogy, but yeah, BG1 is the best. Bologna? Is that the correct, are you saying that's the correct way to pronounce the city that I was probably butchering the name of? Saligari El Italiano? Can you read Italian? No. Little Italian, and my Latin is not as good as I would like. I was hoping Brother Piero would help me with it if he has the time. I'm sure he will make time. He is a patient teacher. That he is. I will see you later, Andreas. Until then. Most of the medicines were made by Agnes Starion with some help from Sister Gertrude. Why is that not popping up? There we go. Okay, cloister. Now, chapter house is there. That's where we just came from. What's the chapter? Oh, wait. No. This is correct. Chapter house. A Dance of Death mural. Father Matthias has had it painted a few years before his death. It's beautiful. Yep, same deal. Large garden. That's the way back to the cloister. Refectory. I wonder what recipes the brothers have for peas. Animal pens. Good Lord, this place is huge. All right, first of all, back to the cloister. Okay, so that's that. That's where it came from. Large garden. What's over here? Courtyard and lavatorium. Who are you? Sebhat. Good Lord, this place is massive. All right. And let's do this in order. What is the refectory? When the brothers eat their meals, this is where the lector reads to them. Interesting. Kitchen and cellar. Fire. Who are you? Lucas. Hello, Andreas. How goes it in the kitchen? Is Brother Wolslav working for you hard? Oh, him. Okay, cool. Not too bad, Brother Wolslav is nice to me. It's Father Abbot and Brother Prior who make things hard. How so? I shouldn't complain. They just like their food a certain way, and I'm not that good at cooking yet. I'm sure Brother Wolslav will teach you well in time. Brother Adok complains about his food too, but he complains to Brother Wolslav. What does Brother Adok know about food anyway? He's from Cornwall. I don't even know where that is. It's a land to the west across the sea where all they eat is fish. Sounds miserable, but that's always what he complains about, the fish. He just likes to complain, I think. Don't lose heart, Brother Lucas. You're still learning. Thanks. See you later, Andreas. Until later. The ancient spellcasting is like how prepared spells work in Wrath of the Righteous. At least in Pathfinder, martial classes have enough interesting mechanics that they aren't born like in AD&D. Dark Souls has Vancian magic as well, and that is why I never use spells when I play it. I still have not played a Dark Souls game yet. Interesting. Spellcasting is much better in Baldur's Gate 2 just because you get more options. Also, Pentiment, how is the music? I recall the team making a point to know how much they liked it. I don't know yet. I haven't played enough of it to really get into the music. I still haven't even encountered my first murder yet. Quick question. Any games you play on stream as one-offs? What do you mean when you say one-offs? Isn't it all a one-off? But you can or you mean like I only play it for one session, I don't do a complete playthrough? That's what we did with Solasta when the DLC came out. So yeah, I plan to stream Midnight Suns when it comes out, but I'll stop if I don't like it, and it'll become a one-off. Seller. But you can kind of break Baldur's Gate 2 easy. Interesting. Kitchen. Oh, Wolslaw. Okay. Morning, Andreas. How's living with the Gertners? It's great. They're a lovely family. Clara's a good woman, and she looks after Big Yorg and Eva like they were her own. They're both almost fully grown. True. I suppose it's less that they need looking after, more that she cares to. Little Ursula is in good hands. Anyway, if I don't see you around the Abbey later, maybe I'll see you in Tassing tomorrow. Until then. And that's it. Okay, cool. Still daily prepared spells. Spontaneous casting I can handle. Before Vacian, like D&D, Pathfinder, Wizards, and Clerics have to put up with sucks, in my opinion. Got you. Okay. Toxic, what's going on, man? How are you? Glad you're able to make the stream. Okay, so Cloister. Yep, that's fine. Modules. Oh, crap, I missed that one. Yeah, so it's not always going to be full playthroughs, Isaac. So we'll try Midnight Suns. Hopefully I like it. If I don't, then we'll skip it. And that's probably how things will always work with new games. I'll give it a whirl. I'll try it out. But if I don't like it, life is too short to play games you don't like. Period. Period. God give you health, Master Mailer. Brother Sabat, I'm surprised to see you still here. As am I, but I will be leaving soon, returning to Rome. I and my bishop regret that we could not reciprocate Father Rodolph's generosity earlier. He showed much kindness to our priest at the Council of Constance many, many years ago. Will you remain in Rome? That is up to my bishop, but I will miss these mountains in any case. You should travel to Ethiopia, Master Mailer, and see the highlands. God has blessed my home with a wondrous beauty. I would love to, someday. I still need to return to Nuremberg and open my workshop. Yes, someday. Until then, if you are ever in Rome, I may still be around. I've only made it as far south as Florence, but I'd like to see Rome. By the way, if you have some time in the next few days, it would be nice to share a meal with you and some of the townsfolk. The townsfolk? I am accustomed to strange looks, especially in rural places like these, but I have had kind words with the baker and his wife. Oh yes, the Albanes, Ulrich and Gret. Okay. I offered to tell a story to the children and their mothers over a meal someday. Gret seemed excited about the idea, but I would be more comfortable if you were there as well. I could certainly make time. Thank you, Andreas. I look forward to it. God give you health. We went to the church, right? Right. We've been to the church, and it still has areas we haven't been to, but we'll get to that. Enhanced edition anyways, guys. Kit, what's going on? How are you, man? Cents, not dice. I was able to read that because my German friend taught me some basic German words. Yeah, so somebody want to translate that for me? Honestly, the only reason I mastered something through the Baldur's Gate games was since I got to play a black card. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I have to figure out what class I'm going to be when I finally get around to Baldur's Gate 2. That's awesome. I'm trying to learn German myself. Nice. Yeah, I want to. One of my goals for next year is actually to pick up Spanish. I want to start visiting some Spanish countries next year. I actually love to travel, so I'm hoping to be able to go to Rio, Mexico, and Colombia, places like that. Like I've been to Mexico, but it's always been like at an all-inclusive resort where you don't really get to meet any of the real people or experience any of the local culture. I want to experience what real Mexico is like. You know, I want to walk around and be able to get street tacos from a vendor, you know, on the corner. So looking forward to it. Personally grew up with CRPGs and JRPGs, so kind of don't care about the system. Although that MMO way of doing things I can't handle. This game looks like it was made by Monty Python. Facts. Absolute facts. Church, okay. Old Bailey. Whoa. So church, Scriptorium. Okay, so sooner or later I'm supposed to make my way to the Scriptorium. Cemetery. Scriptorium. Let's go into the prior's house. It means good evening, friends. Good evening to you too, man. Good to see you. Ooh. What is this? A Volvel? I've seen these before in astronomy and medical tracks. What's this one for? Two wheels. The top wheel has Greek letters and holes cut to reveal Latin letters underneath. And the outer edge of the lower wheel is divided into four sections, each bearing an elemental symbol. Greek, Latin, and elemental symbols. It's obvious someone with occult interests fashioned this. Ah, a quarter turn of the upper disc aligns a different elemental symbol with the top of the lower disc. And that reveals a different set of letters underneath. I wonder what it's for. A cipher of some sort? I need to investigate more. This has to be connected to something else around here. Interesting. Okay. All right. We will go back now. For now. My ex was Welsh and I spoke it fluently, much to my dismay. Anyone ever played Gorky 17? Love that game, but man, it sucks. Nope. Not familiar with it at all. We've already been in kitchen and cellar, so now cemetery. The apple trees have only started to bloom. It will be months before they bear fruit. Yo, Bailey, that's where we had just come from. And now a monument to the founder of the Abbey. It's fairly recent. The funds were donated by her descendants. Animal pens. Okay, we'll go there shortly. And nope, we'll go there now. Okay, cool. Elaborate on MMO. Wait, I'm not a huge MMO gamer, so I don't quite get what you mean. Large garden. Come on. Good day, Andreas. Well, let me talk to him. Okay. Abattoir. Won't let me target that either. Okay, fine. Whoops. Ooh. Pilgrim badges of St. Moritz. Indris makes these. St. Moritz is the patron saint of Tassing. Legend states he was the Egyptian-born commander of a Roman legion who converted to Christianity. They were all martyred for their faith. His hand is a relic in Kirasal's shrine. Anything else? Nope. Okay. So we've done this, and I think we're supposed to go to cemetery, and then back up, and then Bailey. Now, that's to the cemetery. This is to the Scriptorium. Haven't been there yet, but I don't want to go in there yet. And I think the second door goes to the Scriptorium as well. We'll go into the church instead. Okay, so that's Old Bailey. That's Matthew. I think talking to him is the last thing we have to do. And then let me head back real quick. Let me make sure those two doors are the only. Okay. So then these two doors are the last one before talking with Bailey. So first let's go to the crypt. Like how Wild does. It kick you in the shins. You kick me in the shins, and the guy with the biggest boot wins. Hey. I started a new DOS 2 playthrough after the last stream. Man, I forgot how much I love that game. Though I am playing Thane, so for once I'll be siding with the God King. I love DOS 2. It's always a hard fight between am I going to play as Red Prince or am I going to play as Thane. I've done a Red Prince, Thane, Sibyl, and Losa playthrough. I've never played as Ivan. Ivan is boring to me. I don't know why, but he's just boring to me. The thought of playing as him doesn't interest me at all. The foundations of the Abbey were built when the Romans occupied this land. Whoops. Not long after the death of Christ. These tomb markers go back centuries, all the way to the founding of the Abbey. Abbot Dietrich, from the height of Curaçao's power in the 14th century. Those days have long passed. Ooh, investigate. A lovely relief of the Virgin and Child. Shame it's hidden down here. No, that's nothing special. Oh, wait. That was it. Ooh, I locked an achievement. Now what? Ooh. Huh. A secret entrance to the library. I'll have to remember this. Okay. Oh, but it won't let me go in. Okay. Seriously, though, I want to be able to, okay, that clears it up. I want to be able to curse people. Seriously, those games where it's about skill rotation and you end up clicking 1,000 times over and over for hours. Yep. Yeah, that's the main reason I'm not a big MMO guy. I've only played Thane, I'll be honest. Oh, man, you're missing out. Some of the other playthrough options are really, really cool. And nope, can't do anything with those right now. Okay. Have you ever done a custom character? No, to be honest with you, I'm the type of person, I'm not a fan of custom characters when I have the option of playing, there we go. Playing somebody who has a story. So no, I've never done it as just a regular custom character. Okay, let me talk to Matthew. I booted up DOS 2, and the first thing it told me was I could be a sick-ass skeleton boy, and I haven't chosen anything else, not even a custom character. Makes sense. As a pagan and a witch, this game is making me uncomfortable. Love and light to you, Sir Slandered, but I have to leave before someone tries to parry me at the stake. Don't be afraid. It's going to be fine. What kind of self-respecting witch are you? The first sign of a couple of religious folks, you turn and bolt. All right, come on now, stand up for yourself. Where's the Yennefer in you? If it turns out to be a problem, you'll defend yourself with your vast array of spells. Come on now. Matthew. God bless you, Andreas. How is the sacristy today, Matthew? Same as yesterday. Does my vocation seem silly to you, Master Mailer? No, I was just being friendly. Then go in peace, friend, knowing that the Abbey's treasures are secure for another day. God be with you. Let's wait until later. Ooh! God dog it, I wanted to wait. Yes, Andreas? I should have went to the Scriptorium first. God dog it. Oh, well. I was hoping you could give me my pay for the latest manuscript early. This isn't part of the agreement you made with Father Gernot. You'll be paid on the completion of each additional manuscript you illuminate, not before. I only have a few pages left, Brother Matthew. I'll finish them in the next few days anyway. Then I think you can wait a few days to collect your wages. This abbey runs through mutual agreements, not haphazard payments. Breaking such contracts will cause undue trouble not only for Curacao, but for Tassing as well. What does... Oh, wait here. Nope. There is no indication of what the bell means. What does the bell mean? All right. The matter is pressing, Brother Matthew. For the love of another Christian, I beg you to make an exception. Very well. Do not ask this of me again, Andreas Mahler. Here you are. I shall note this with Father Gernot and Prior Ferenc. Thank you, Brother Matthew. God bless you, Andreas. All right, now that I've got my payment, I can give Clara the rent early. No, I'll give it to her directly to make sure she receives it. All right, Old Bailey. And visit Scriptorium. Well put, sir. Thank you. Glad you agree. No quick, so what? Grab him, I'll get the wood. Somebody's been watching too many Witcher trailers. Little pirate never heard any witches. Don't buy the rope in my ass. Terrible. Where's the Yennefer and you? Man, I need to finish my new game plus playthrough of Witcher 3. I love Yennefer, man. And, you know, it's I guess it's a good problem to have, but it's so unfortunate because I actually played Witcher 1 and Witcher 2. So there's a part in my mind that feels like I should be picking Trish every single time. But Yennefer is just so amazing that I can't help it. I always end up going with her instead. When I play this game, I'll definitely be as pagan as possible. I believe the bell is your religious education. Is that what it is? Could be. Maybe toxic. Come and get me, and this time we'll see you birds. Honestly, though, I think Warhammer is the only game I would play a man of the cloth. The first time I stream it on the channel. Okay, look. I'm hoping I'll be able to play the game before I stream it. The very first time I play the game, I have to be as goody-goody as possible. Like, if I don't know what's going to happen in the game, I don't have it in me to be evil. But once I've got that good playthrough out of my system, I can be as evil as I want to be. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to get access to the game like a week at least before I'm actually streaming it. And then I'll get that goody playthrough out of the way. And then I'll be pure evil, worshiping chaos the whole time we stream the game. I don't know. We'll see. But if we ended up experiencing it together, I'll probably end up being a good guy, unfortunately, despite the promises I've been making in my videos. Andreas, God bless you. So good to see you. Good morning, Brother Piero. Good to see you as well. I don't like this weather. My bones ache. It means a storm is coming. Big Jorg Gertner says that if you live here 10 or 15 years, you can smell storms coming. Brother Adoc has been here long enough that we can always smell him coming. Do not forget, Brother Guy, the fate of the youths who jeered the aged prophet Elisha outside of Bethel. Are you comparing yourself to a prophet, Brother Adoc? I'm comparing you to an impotent youth whom the Lord, in his ineffable wisdom, may choose to strike down. Which one? Is he being mean-spirited? Calm yourself, Brother Adoc. You're too sensitive to guys' jokes. I am old, Andreas, Every slight against me stings with the fire of 1,000 wasps. But I will pray to God for the strength to endure this wickedness. Well, everyone seems quite lively. I suppose this means Brother Prior Frederick is not overseeing us today. He was here, but then he heard Lorenz Rothvogel had arrived and he hurried out like a little mouse. Ferenc is so desperate to impress the abbot and nobles like Rothvogel. It's pathetic. You feign kindness to Father Abbot and our prior, only to speak about them like this behind their backs? It's shameful. Oh no. Baron Rothvogel. His manuscript. I just realized that he will want to see his manuscript. How silly of me. Of course that's why he is visiting. Perhaps if you were younger and faster, you wouldn't need to worry so much about patrons' visits. Guy, someday you will stand where Piero is, and a young monk will stand where you are now. Anyway, what's the problem? The Baron is just one client. He has to wait like anyone else. Andreas, Baron Rothvogel is not like anyone else. He has powerful friends, including the Prince Bishop of Freising, religious and secular ruler of scattered territories in the Holy Roman Empire, including the lands containing Tassing and Kearsall Abbey. Kearsall's already out of favor. Father Abbot does not want to have to deal with more attention. Wait, what? You're for such a great. I will say, I kind of want to do an Ivan Los Lone Wolf playthrough one of these days. Legit a hard time choosing romance Witcher. Goody and Warhammer does not compute. I'm going full profit, zero integration. Xeno integration. Interesting. My first playthrough rap was Lawful Evil Lich. Evil is just way too much fun sometimes, plus corrupt magic isn't even remotely fair. It's fair warning, evil in 40k is really evil. Being a tech priest on my first run, most are weakness. All I need is knowledge, efficiency, and results. Replace your weak, rotting flesh with the cold certainty of steel. Ooh, I wonder if that's possible in the game. For rogue trader, I think I want to be like a wizard. They're called psychers. Maybe go for a melee hybrid build. If I can like my Shadowrun playthroughs. Yeah, psychers are definitely in the game. It's pretty hard to be a good guy in the 40k setting. Easy to be a dead good guy, though. Interesting. I mean, that would make the good guy playthrough even better, though, where you really have to sacrifice of yourself if you want to do it. Issues, yes. Psychos are the wizards of 40k, and they can do absolutely bonkers stuff. Just FYI, magic in 40k doesn't tend to work on MP or spell slots. It's more you use it too much, and it might blow up in your face. Interesting. Well, if Prior Fenric isn't here, I'm going to work on my masterpiece until he arrives. Oh, that's right. I need a reference to Ender Mar manuscript, a prominent family of the Swiss Confederacy in Austria. What do you want, Andreas? The book, the Ender Mar manuscript, the Book of Hours. A type of illuminated manuscript that contains an abbreviated form of the prayers for the divine office, in addition to other religious texts. Most are relatively plain, but wealthy patrons often commission lavish examples with elaborate illustrations. Your hair looks messy today. Did you get enough sleep? No, because I was dreaming about you. Liar. Oh no, baby, I'm telling you the truth. Could I just get the book? That's all the way upstairs. Can't you get by without it? Isn't this your job? I don't want to be mean. I'm sorry, but I really can't. I need to reference it for my work. Really? My feet hurt and the steps are so steep. I'm just going to ask Illuminata to get it. Sister Illuminata! Andreas needs help finding a book, and I don't know where it is. Andreas? Sister Illuminata, I'd like to borrow the Ender Mar manuscript, the Book of Hours. Yes, I overheard. Here, please return it promptly. First time I've seen that purple in there. 40K is grim dark. It's like almost no one is a traditional good guy. Andreas, may I see how your manuscript is coming? Of course, your opinion is always welcome. Yes, the composition is lovely. There's a joyful spirit in your arrangement of the figures. The contrast of colors is also quite nice, rich and beautiful on their own, but not overpowering the scene. Doesn't feel right. I don't know why. It's an excellent interpretation of someone else's work. Brother, you know I don't like doing more work than I have to. I'm not saying you should do more work, but suggested that there should be more of yourself in the work. I didn't know there was room for me in here. It is inescapable. We all put ourselves into our work, whether we realize it or not. What does this painting represent? It's November. In November, we show peasants leading the pigs into the forest to forage on acorns before the slaughter. From what I can gather, good in the Warhammer 40K universe is more like lawful in D&D and Pathfinder. Everyone is RoboCop and follow the law, citizen. Interesting. Just for comparison's sake, the worm that walks mythic path research is what good guys would do in 40K. Bad guys are much, much worse a lot of the times. Interesting. Alabas, what's going on? How are you? Glad you're able to join the stream. This is Pentiment, the new game from Obsidian. Well, I guess you could make the case of good by 40K standards, like the guy that actually asks questions before shooting Xenos in the head. Read a book recently where the main character was pretty chill. Lost a leg because of it, but there's some good people out there in 40K, but no one powerful could be considered a good guy. The closer you get to the good guy in 40K is probably the Tau Empire, who we hopefully get to see in Rogue Traders, since they are an alliance of dozens of races, including humans. Well, you can make a few cases. Guilliman, Vulcan, Farsight, like the Lamentor Space Marine chapter of the Farsight Enclaves are definitely good, doing good guy stuff. Interesting, so it's rare. I'm looking forward to it. Andreas, the peasants here are no longer allowed to forage acorns in the forest. Many great lords and abbots across the empire have forbidden it, even Father Gernot. What difference does it make? This is the way November is painted. But it is not the way November is. Art is illusion, storytelling, but in their most sublime form, these images illuminate a path to truth. It's most important to me that my clients are happy. They won't pay me for truth. Yes, but with God's grace, this book of ours will outlive us all. What will it say to those who see it in a future generation, centuries beyond our comprehension? Some will gaze deep into your lines and paint to see a deeper meaning. What will they find? But you need not listen to my opinions. They're just the thoughts of one old monk. There's no place for the monastic Scriptorium anymore. In truth, this room is a place out of time. Does that make you sad? Rob, appreciate the $10. Thank you. Here's something towards your Thanksgiving. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Hope you and yours have a really nice holiday. Blood Angels are my favorite of the Space Marines. Ooh. Still sound like can't wait for the channel to gain more traction so I can become a member. Yeah, I'll probably be starting up memberships sometime early, probably early next year. I'm still working on what the membership is supposed to entail. You know, I have very little extra time. So it's not like I got a whole bunch of time to do a bunch of special things for my members. So I'm like, what's supposed to be the pull for people to join up? I might be one of those guys who just opens it up and it's like, look, you know, you'll get a discount on merchandise and support me. Thank you so much. And let that be that. Because right now I just don't have the time to really pile on a bunch of extra work for myself, even if it is bringing in more money. I'm looking forward to Road Trader. Rather, Rise was improving on Kingmaker, so that's a good sign. Yep, hopefully they keep leveling up. In the Cronus Empire, where Rogue Trader is set, they don't have the reach to make a real appearance. Could see some crude mercs though. I admit I'm still fond of the old styles of lettering and illumination, but even in my youth, I knew it could not last. Creation of books, of art, it's no longer the province of monasteries, so be it. More people will be able to write, more will be able to read, and in doing so, be brought the truth. Don't you think there's a danger in anyone being a... I think there'll always be a place for artists like you and Brother Adok. And Brother Guy. It's kind of you to say so, Andreas, but you need not be concerned for me. I have lived a long life, and am happy to have served the Lord. When he calls for me, I am ready. Ooh. Time fast forward. It didn't really tell me that time was going to fast forward, though. Oof. Should I have given old girl her money first? I think it still said it was daytime, right? Where's the time gone? It's already terse. Monastic hour corresponding to 9 a.m., one of the little hours of prayer. Terse precedes mass in the chapter meeting. Okay, so it's still morning time. We still got enough time to give old girl money. Too much talk. I must ask forgiveness for not honoring the rule. The Rule of St. Benedict of Nursia is a book of instructions for monks living together under the guidance of an abbot. Written in the 6th century, the rule provides the principles for living a monastic life. Until later, Andreas. It's kind of funny walking through this right now. I'm in the process of writing up the script for my breakdown of the monk class and its archetypes in Wrath of the Righteous. So all this talk about monks and abbots and how they live and all that, I feel like on some level it's tying into the stuff that I've already been reading. Until later. Oh yeah, kid. Road Trader is being made by Owlcat Games. So Owlcat made Kingmaker and Kingmaker and Road Trader. What's going on in here? Andreas, what was that noise? Oh, I'm sorry, Sister Illuminata. I knocked a bowl of paint to the floor. But then Prior Fenric came in, rolling one of his books, slammed it, closed, and left. He was in such a hurry, I don't think he even noticed me. He was slamming books shut? Prior Fenric should know better than that. Some of those manuscripts are quite delicate. He seemed to be in a great hurry. I think he is on edge since Baron Rothvogel arrived early, which is why books should not be taken out of the library unless it is necessary for divine reading or work in the Scriptoriums. Divine reading. Lectio Divina is the thoughtful reading of and meditation on Scripture. The practice leads to prayer and contemplation. It is a daily part of life in Benedictine communities. Sussy monk. I'll be a little about Warhammer. My only experience is one video on the Blood Angels. I know nothing about Warhammer. Nothing whatsoever. Warhammer is one of, if not my favorite sci-fi universes. So I'm very excited for the game coming out. Are you still mad at me for borrowing the Chronica Clara? The Clear Chronicle, A History of the Universe from Creation to 1082, written by the Irish monk Mariana Scotus. No, anger is not an appropriate response for a nun. But the fact remains that you tricked me into giving you that book for no valid reason. Not valid? Is it not valid to want to see the work of one of the great Irish scribes? You sound angry. You should not interpret my disappointment as anger. You should also understand where it is directed. It is ultimately my fault, but it's my responsibility to be more vigilant about what books you could take from the library. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait, what's all this fuss about Lorenz Rothvogel? Why is Prior Fenric so nervous? Lorenz? I didn't know you were familiar enough with the man to use his Christian name. Anyway, I haven't dealt with him personally, but the Prior and Father Albert have. I only know that he's purchased a number of our most valuable manuscripts over the years. James, what's going on? This is Pentiment, the new game from Obsidian. Camera, what's going on, man? How are you? Really, I would like to see races, not tabletop races that are not common. It's all going to be uncommon for me. So that's one of the things I'm looking forward to as well. It seems like Warhammer doesn't use the standard elves, dwarves, and humans type races. It seems like there's a lot of different options. I'm really, really looking forward to what that looks like. Definitely getting the impression there's a lot of excitement for Rogue Trader in the CRPG community based on how often it comes up in stream chats. I hope so, because I plan to cover it a lot. I might cover it just as much as I covered Wrath of the Righteous. So I'm hoping there's going to be an audience for the content. And he paid enough to help the Abbey when we needed it. Like what? What did he buy? I can't remember. I have my own responsibilities to attend to. However, how about this, Andreas? If you help me recover some missing books, I'll tell you what I know about the Baron. Of course, I'll help in any way I can. Thank you. It's for the good of the Abbey. Where should I begin? Out there, where you and your cohort have carelessly strewn books around the Scriptorium. I will tell you what books I'm looking for. Find them and return them to me. The first books are 2 volumes of Anid. Oh, crap. I should have checked them. Reddish covers, 14 inches by 10 inches, 3 inches thick. Innsbruck inches or Nuremberg inches? Oh, I know the ones. They're among Piero's favorites. He keeps them by my desk. They are not his to keep. There's a fair amount of wear on these. I hope you don't mind. Those volumes were old even when Piero started to make the copies. How long ago was that? 3 years. Obsidian has a new game. That's crazy. Is it good? I like it so far, James. It's definitely working for me. But as you can see, it's all text. And there's not any fighting or anything like that. So it's very, very different from what they've done previously. But like all their other games, it seems to be very well written. I don't want to see human ADC for different factions. I want to see an exotic crew. Absolutely. You think Alka will put a hidden true ending in Road Trader like in King? I mean, Ostermax, what's going on? Glad you're able to join the stream. I don't think I've seen you before. It seems like that's their MO to put in a secret ending like that. So I'm really, really hoping that that's something they plan to do for Rogue Trader. I assume they do. And one of the major antagonists is Word Bearers. Makes me hope I can join them to become a Daemon Prince. I have no idea what that means, but sounds great. I'm already was sick over the weekend. Dicked around with modded Morrowind and Skyrim. Mostly lost interest in Pentiment. About to go to work. Oh, hope you're feeling better, man. So are you done with Pentiment? It didn't hold your interest? Well, Warhammer does use elves, dwarves, and orcs. Elders, squats, and orcs. Even has minotaurs, halflings, and ogres. I've never played a game as a minotaur before. I would absolutely love that. partially up for interpretation. An ogre and party member would be nice to see. Magic Krupa, Eldari, and Kuda Drukari. I bet they get along splendidly. I usually watch streams on Twitch. Just noticed you were live, decided to stop by. Awesome. I appreciate it. Yeah. Back in the day, I used to stream on multiple platforms, but I'm really big on community building, so I like everybody being in the same place. And I hated that folks who were streaming on Twitch couldn't see what folks who were watching it on YouTube were saying. And so it made me feel like I had these disjointed communities. I didn't like the viewing experience that I felt like I was providing. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to just stick with one platform so I can be sure that everybody's in the same place and we're all able to converse and grow together. The Aeneid is not one of my favorite stories, but I understand why it appeals to Piero. A poetic, epic retelling of the legend of Aeneas, Aeneas, a heroic Trojan who struggles to reconcile his personal desires with his destiny to found Rome. It was written in the 1st century BC by the Roman poet Virgil. Aeneas chose his duty to the gods over his lover, Dido. Do you think Aeneas' sense of duty appeals to Piero? We all have our vocations. Brother Piero takes his more seriously than most of the others in this abbey. You clearly take your chosen vocation seriously. Andreas, I didn't have a choice in my vocation. Few women do. Ooh. You're right. Wait, is it really that bad? Is it really that bad? Is being a woman that limiting? How would you know? True, she knows her life better than I do. You're right, of course. I appreciate that you understand how limited our roles and our choices truly are. Oh, she killed herself. Holy smokes, I just realized that. Even in stories, we are maidens to be rescued and wed, cruel seducers of men or wizened crones. Like Dido, we ordinary women are merely tools in the tales of men. We can never be the protagonist of our own stories. No woman is exempt from that, from the empress to a nun. It is our lot. Suppose I understand now why you are not found of the Aeneid. Okay, you read that. Magic Recruit. D&D has Minotaurs. Might and Magic had the firstly earliest Minotaurs you could play in the game. I'm talking about like in a video game setting where it's like a full story. You're walking around, you're talking to people. I would love to be able to play as a Minotaur and have people react to the fact that I'm a Minotaur. It's one thing for again to have Minotaurs, another thing to be able to play a game as a Minotaur. Kit understands. Kit understands what I'm talking about. Like, one also has a thing in that group. She walked from one page to she's a witch. That was kind of rad, wasn't it? I promise to think when I finally graduate and make the CRPG of my dreams, I will have Minotaur as a playable race. Played about 2/3 of the game, and yeah, Pentiment miraculously sucks all the fun out of solving a murder mystery with its social injustices and systemic abuses. It is making a point, but I'd rather have a fun whodunit than a social justice statement. Interesting. Okay, I'll see if I feel the same. It's fine poetry for men. Now, the books, if you please. Thank you. Next, Wretched Gurin. This is a printed copy, green cover, diamond pattern. An Italian chivalric romance written by Andrea da Barberino in the early 15th century. The titular character rises from impoverished origins to go on heroic adventures and discover his noble parentage. Originally published as a manuscript, it enjoyed greater success as a printed book. I do not have the size in the ledger, but hopefully the description is enough. I know the one you're talking about. Brother A-Doc was reading it. The beauty of this book truly belies its ridiculous content. I'm surprised that Abbey owns a copy. We don't. It belongs to Amadea Rusco of Lugano. It's a Venetian edition that's quite valuable. Highly contested Swiss market town located in the southwestern Alps, the Dukes of Como and Milan fought for control over it until it was claimed by the Swiss Confederation in 1513. I aim to please. I was talking about if you play one in that game, your herd greets you and does Minotaur-related stuff if they are in your party. Ooh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Not that other Tongue. He loaned it to us 5 years ago. It was subsequently lost, and the Abbot has received 3 letters about it. I've certainly seen the brothers enjoying it. That book is not appropriate reading for Benedictine monks. A baby is sold to pirates, raised a servant, then lives a life of adventure wooing princesses and fighting in tournaments. You forgot the best part. In the end, Gurin learns he has royal blood, the son of a duke. He reigns as a king and dies a pious hermit. What's not to love? Benedictines should be dreaming of reconciliation with our Lord, not lusty adventures. I suppose you're right. It's better suited for knaves like me. It's not my place to reprimand anyone for reading stories, least of all you, Andreas. Still, we must be on guard. Fantasy leads to temptation. Temptation has led to the downfall of many men and women. Sometimes, yes, but books like this, it's all the same type of fantasy, isn't it? To die better than we are born. And what's the problem with that? Why shouldn't a peasant dream of being a king? There is neither Jew nor Greek, neither slave nor free, neither male nor female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. We may be one in Christ, but we are not equal in this world. It isn't this world you should be concerned with, Andreas. But the book, Andreas, we must return it. Or would you like the abbot to receive a 4th letter? In truth, it's unlikely you be considered liable under Bavarian law. Ooh, right, because my background gives me an understanding of law. Oh, are you a legal scholar now as well as an artist? Well, actually, I did study law at university. I don't care. I'm not concerned about the legality of it, but the principle. The book, please. Well, fine then. There's only one book left. Then you'll be freed from bondage. She has me in bondage. Fire Warrior. Woo! Well, if you are a fan of 4X games, Gladius Relics of War has stars, a DLC faction. That's a cool way to do dictionary terms. Fire's a really good brother. All the God talk in this game does wear me out after a while, even if I do love the rest of it. Man, I hate this art period. What do you dislike about this art period, Dagon? Abandonment, it might wear on me at some point, but it's not right now because honestly, I can't remember ever playing a game that talked about God this much. So right now, I'm just kind of fascinated by all the history. I don't know any of this stuff that they're talking about. So it's all new and fresh for me. They are doing an excellent job of mimicking it and not making it. Awful, but I can see the roots and they burn my eyes. Are you an artist, Dagon? Oh, I remember that. I believe Brother Guy was reading it. Now that I think about it, Guy has always been guarded about this book, like he was hiding it. Very good. Please bring it here. What is this anyway? Maybe I should have learned French at some point. What is this? Why are you asking so many questions? Just give it to me. Why won't you tell me what this book is? Because it's a dangerous book, Andreas Mahler. One the previous Abbot tolerated in spite of a papal order to destroy it. 3 French bishops condemned the book. All copies were to be burned. Its author shared the same fate. Ooh! See, Kit, they don't bother with witches around here. They got bigger things to deal with. What? Why? I don't know, Andreas. It isn't my place to question the judgment of one bishop, much less 3. And before you ask, no, I haven't read it, but I know it contains a dialogue between love and reason. So the book is dangerous. When did the bishops condemn it? "200 years ago. Ooh. What? Why? Why is it still here? Because Father Matthias loved books, all books. He didn't want to see it destroyed. And he was right to do so. Books shouldn't be destroyed, even if their content is in question. The Holy Church does not share your opinion. It is their law we must contend with, not your emotions. I'm not going to go back and forth with a fume silently. It's not my place to question the former abbot's decision, but when Father Gernot learned it was in our possession, he wanted it destroyed. Must the book be destroyed? No one even knows that it's here. I do. So do Mother Cecilia and Father Gernot. No, I understand it's her job. Plus, I don't really understand why they want to destroy the book, so I can't definitively say that they're wrong for doing so. I don't like that the line of questioning ends here. You should be able to find out, what does this book really say that the church finds so offensive? Did I have the option earlier to learn French if I wanted to? Maybe if I had chosen one of the other backgrounds, I could get more information in this situation. Had to do 2 years of art history and 2 years of theory. I like Renaissance. Okay. Classical period of art was not good for me. As the Sister Illuminata can keep me in bondage any day. Seems like she's dead serious about her craft. I like that they are getting into the injustices of the time. It seems to be that getting into the nitty-gritty of the time period is a real focus of the game, and politics is an important aspect. Yep, that's what it seems like to me as well. I don't know if it's going to wear on me. We'll see. Well, the monks are levitating, so maybe they're witches too. Just finished my first unfair, rather righteous run, muted to fight a trickster, and man, was it brutal. I have never played the game on unfair and never intend to. I have no interest whatsoever. As one of the backgrounds, yes. Okay, yeah, you had the option to learn French. Got you, that makes sense. Better than minimalism, put a blank canvas on a wall and get $4 million for it because you're avant-garde. More like getting a PhD at BS. Interesting. Good. It's for the best. Thank you. Now then, Baron Rothvogel. Quickly, though. I need to finish up here soon. She may only have time to answer one question, so I should choose carefully. He mentioned finding a copy of Historia Tesse. He said it has some scandalous details. He's saying unusually friendly with me. I don't understand how long he's been. Said that he buys books from the Abbey. What kind? He mentioned finding a copy of Historia Tesse. He said it has some scandalous details in it. He also mentioned that Father Matthias had a copy and was looking for another to verify its contents. Do you know anything about the book? I have heard of it, but I have never read it, and I know little about its contents. The subject is broad, but I believe the book deals specifically with the Roman occupation of this land. What about that could have upset Father Matthias so much? I can't claim any deep insights into the former abbot's mind. I understood him to be a virtuous and charitable man, sometimes to a fault. It's not always best when an abbot considers himself a friend to his brothers instead of their shepherd. Could something in the book have led Father Matthias to a crisis of virtue? Virtue is only found in crisis. Without it, virtue is a little more than ideals. Both other backgrounds taught you French. Figures. Especially older dog. Yeah, the church had everything on a chokehold back then. They were equal and often greater than kings. Yeah, minimalism is really good. It's just that there are tons of people who do a lot of crap with minimalism, like the dude who tacked a banana to a wall. Nicholas Cristero is an excellent abstract minimalist painter, for example. This is the bit of the game I had in mind when I told you the game is a bit preachy. If you try to disagree with Illuminata on any point till now, she'll out-argue you and bear a grudge. You convince her to let you keep the book if you only agree with her till now. It's just an achievement as far as I know. Interesting. Okay, that's kind of what I figured, and I don't want anybody holding grudges against me. I might need their help when I start investigating murders. So, perhaps there's merit in that idea. Well, I must be off to Mass. Thank you again for your help, Andreas. You're welcome, darling. Smile devilishly. What are you smiling about? Oh, oh, just a little secret. Then I will leave you to your self-satisfaction. Good day, Andreas. God be with you. Eat. That's the bell for sex. The brothers will be sitting down for dinner soon. I should see if Odo is around and still wants to eat with me. I think he's working by the guest house below the Abbey. I also need to give old girl back her money. I wonder what Prior Finrick was doing with this book. From the library of the University of Five Churches, the Hungarians call it PEX. That's where Ferenc is from. Doctor of Theology, Gorge of Gran. A friend of his? A text on astronomy, it looks like. I'm not familiar with it. Bastard script. Burgundian? Flemish? Not from here, not recently. That's definitely Fenrick's handwriting between the lines and the margins. Is he noting the text? Is he noting the text for his personal use? In any case, it's a thorough commentary. What's this? It looks scribbled, not like Fenrick to be so sloppy, and he didn't even blot the ink dry. Libra, Capricorn, Aries, all astrological symbols. What's written below? Greek, to be sure. Odd. Doesn't tell me what that is. It doesn't make any sense. It's not even a word, just a jumble of letters. This must be some kind of cipher. What's the key? Wait, the Volvel I found also had Greek letters on it. They must be connected, but how? The outer ring of the Volvel is marked with alchemical symbols, but this cipher has astrological symbols. There's something I'm missing. I suppose I'll figure it out in due time. But I'll copy this down now to reference later. Okay. Sounds good. All right, now. So we need to find Otto. Just going back to the Prior's house, do anything? Still don't know how to connect the elemental symbols on the Volvel with the astrological symbols on the cipher. Till I figure out the connection, I can't decipher the note I found in Fenrich's book. Okay, fine. I found the secret passage in the crypt. There has to be a book in the library I could use to figure this out. Sister Illuminata is in there for most of the day. Perhaps I can find a way in after dark. Okay. And if all else fails, perhaps I could ask Werner Stolz. He lives off of the North Commons. Werner? I don't think we met him yet. I have a sense he doesn't like me much, but I'll find a way to get the information out of him. Okay. All right, so we got quest. So now, first thing I want to do is give this money to old girl. So let's keep heading this way. Keep heading this way. Nope, never gonna like minimalism. It was a flawed concept, and I hate it for wasting a full year's schooling. Need to pay that one. Ooh, wait. People are here now that weren't here before. Martin? Go away, Andreas. Can't you see I'm busy? I thought we could have a pleasant conversation for once. Why would I want that? I got so many better things to do. What is your problem with me? You're an annoying windbag, Andreas. Damn. You talk a lot. You don't really do anything. Really? That's not true. I work hard every day. My dad said scribbling and painting aren't real work. You don't have to dig in dirt. You don't have people nagging at you all the time. Come on now. But minimalism doesn't work with the type of art I like, so it's not surprising I don't like it. If you could exist in one time period from the past, given its pros and cons, what would you choose? Honestly, as an African American, I feel like there's no better time to be alive than the present. To be completely frank with you, I can't think of another time period where I'd rather be a black man in America. Like, what, the 70s, the 60s, the 50s? Nah, I'm good. I'm straight. I'm good right where I am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All forms of art are flawed. Prove me wrong. Absolutely. The medieval ages. My family name comes from the title of those who would work with gold for nobility. So I'd at least be a middle class citizen. I'm gonna subject you to do what you like. Talk a lot and don't really do anything. He just describes this whole game. No, but for real, like when you ask about what time period, the thing is, most of the things that I love to do really revolve around technology and the new things we have here. You know, like I don't think there's a previous period that I would prefer to be in. Every time I think about living in a previous period, it makes me think about all the things I've become accustomed to now that I wouldn't have. Like when I watch those old Western movies and I see, you know, they want to travel to another town. So getting there might take several days. You don't have a phone. So you're hoping that your loved one is going to make it. You're terrified that along the ride, you're going to run into bandits or just other psychos out in the woods. Like, it's stuff like that. I would hate to have to live through that kind of time, you know? So, you know, as dangerous and as messed up as things are right now, you know, like I'm not trying to say that this is like the safest, best time ever, but I would still prefer it. As considering my family was slave serfs until like the 1910s, I'd also rather prefer the present. You know exactly what I'm talking about, Gyro. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Honestly, fair. I didn't even think about that. No, it's not. It was a perfectly reasonable question. Like, but no, that's just me personally. As you see, some other people on the channel, they got different answers, you know? Everybody, we all come from different backgrounds, different cultures, got different perspectives, so it's all good. My family was those crazy Irish berserkers. So would you have excelled during that time if you were? Would you have been good at being one of the boss pigs? Frothing at the mouth, wielding huge hand and axes. Yeah, 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 yeah. Would that be you? Here's a question I prefer. Is there a time period you'd like to go back to just to observe it and see it in person? Just to see it and know exactly what it was like. Yeah, ancient Egypt. Like at that time when they were building the pyramids, like it's crazy to me that something that was built that long ago, for whatever reason, it can't be repeated now. And so I think it would be fascinating to see what were those people really like, what was guiding them in the creation of this. And then even when you look at how some of those marvels were built, a lot of it was based around slavery. And so I'm wondering, like, how did they deal with that? What were their feelings about enslaving their own people? Like, was there any empathy or feeling around it, or was it just the feeling that hey, our bloodline is comes directly from the gods, and the rest of these people are essentially cattle, so they should be proud to be building this for us. I think it would be fascinating to just get into the psyche of folks, of the people who were involved in making these things that we marvel at to this day, long after all of them and their bloodlines have died out. Right. I'm with you, Cabra. If I wasn't going to do that, it would be Rome as one of those 1%ers. Like, I don't know how many of y'all watched that Spartacus show, but when they used to have all the slaves and the women come in and all the entertainment, I was like, man, this is fucked up. But they're living the life. They are absolutely living the life. And I don't know if I wouldn't be so merciless about it. But the general hedonism feeling of what they're involved in, I'd be 100% with it. 100%. I just hopped on and I'm hopping off. Y'all have fun. Bye, my dear. Have a good night. What happened to the Great Hall of Giza is gone in the future. So stuffy your fat nose back in your paintings and leave me alone. Should I invite him to dinner? Ah, crap. What exactly are you doing? Let's do that first. Mind your own business. I'm only curious, and curiosity is a virtue. You're nothing but a snoop and windbag. Piss off. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Damn, maybe I should have invited him. Ah, crap. Oh, well. Good day, Master Mauler. Oh, Andreas, good to see you. I trust Clara gave you my message. Afternoon, Indris, Ada. Clara did give me your message. Sorry I missed you this morning. I was still asleep when you came by. Ah, the Albert really lets you get away with anything, doesn't he? Leave him be, Otto. I'm hungry. Let's pray. Oh, wait, are these the people I'm supposed to eat with? Oh, crap. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts, which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. Really? Most of the people involved in building the pyramids were professionals? I've never really read into it, looked deep into it, so it's just, I feel like the way it's portrayed, it always seems like it's just a bunch of slaves top to bottom. Yeah, Martin's a kid. 15. I don't know if that's correct. I'm sure Cameron's probably right. Damn, getting wrecked by a kid. I want to witness the Islamic Golden Age in Baghdad and Persia, or go to medieval Mali to see what the most wealthy kingdom in history was like. Amen. Amen. How did the morning treat you? Not too bad, thanks. I heard my damned hand splitting timber to replace a bad beam in the Abbott's house. Select a food item to eat. I'll start with cheese. It's not that bad of an injury. It just galls me that the Abbot bleeds us dry and we're expected to do work here when it suits him. Why is galls highlighted? A parasitic growth which develops on oak trees caused by wasps laying their eggs under the tree bark. Oak galls were traditionally harvested and distilled into iron ink used in manuscripts. That's where galling comes from? Oh, wow. What's these nuts? Yeah, almonds. Okay. Oh, it's not that all that bad. I get a lot of good work from the Abbey. Casting pilgrims' badges isn't really smithing, but I don't mind. Anyway, I saw you walking with that Baron Rothvogel in the meadow on your way up here. What's that all about? He's here to check on a commission. I understand he was friendly with Father Matthias. I'm thinking maybe here to pressure Piero. As far as I can tell, it's going to terrorize people. He's here to check on a commission. I understand he was friendly with Father Matthias. He was, though Father Matthias had some misgivings about the Baron. What kind of misgivings? That he fools around with young women. He's married, of course. Otto, that's only gossip, and it isn't Christian to spread rumors like that. It's not gossip that he beat up that farmer a few years back, old Rannick. May he rest in peace. Rannick Kemper, the late husband of Attilia. Oh, is that the woman who ran out into the field and cursed his name? Well, I wasn't there, so I don't know. But if he did that, yes, it speaks poorly of his character. We had a long conversation on our way up here, but he didn't mention anything about that. What did you talk about then? I mean, no offense, but what does a nobleman have in common with an artist? He talked to me about my works. He's fascinated by my books. Martin Luther, my time at university, a variety of other things. He's quite well educated. He can sense my inherent moral quality. Sure. I imagine you have a lot of time to read when you don't have to worry where your next meal is going to come from. This bitterness and envy are not good for our Christian souls, Otto. It's not envy, Indris. No one should get away with what he does, what this Abbey does. No offense to you, Andreas. I don't have any problem with the books and the Abbey makes. I mean, I never did learn to read, but if people are paying the Abbey to make them, it doesn't bother me. No, I understand. I see why people resent the Abbot's rule. He's a harsh lord. I think you're being unfair. The Abbey does Tassing a lot of good, more than you realize. Aha! Odo, did you see that the borrowed sheep escaped the grazing fields again? No, but I'm not surprised. Martin was supposed to fix that fence, and he probably did a bad job at it. He's always in a foul mood, and he could be the laziest soul in Tassing. He can't even hold a hammer properly. Married and a father at such a young age, and he barely lifts a finger for his wife or child. On top of that, he's a damn thief. And before you say it, Indris, there's more than just gossip. Look at him over by the guest house. He's probably figuring out what he can steal with the least amount of effort. He's a born shirker, sure enough. I know one when I see one. Especially when you look in the mirror. Speaking of the borrowed sheep, their ears are shorn and the women will be spinning it soon. Otto. I got interest, no need to tease. What God wants to happen will happen. 40 was old age back then. Honestly, not that curious to go back in time. I feel like there are too many things you would need to understand. You need even to understand people. I really don't want to see sculptures painted. A lot of that stuff is special because there's an air of mystery about it. I would keep it that way. That and I could do without seeing someone crushed by some stone slab when they were building stuff. I completely understand, Dagon. Oh, I'm with Otto here. I'm trying to keep an open mind about the Abbot until I get more information. We'll see. 1 second, I need a drink. Game is scratching. A similar is to play Disco Elysium. Would you all want me to stream Disco Elysium? Is that something you all would be interested in seeing? I had considered it, but I feel like by now most people who were interested in the game probably already played it, and they might not be all that interested in seeing it streamed. But I don't know. I'm curious. All right. Looks like a storm's coming. We should probably get back to it. Right. I'll catch up in a moment, Indris. Oh, Andreas, say hello to Eva for me if you get a chance. Okay. Ah, Eva, huh? Well chosen, Otto. Andreas, don't. Just tell her hello for me and keep out of it. You're the one involving me in your courtship. Of course. I should return to work in the Scriptorium. Until later. All right. Time to get back to work. But it's really not, though. Guest house. Nicholas, God be with you, Andreas. Shouldn't I go back to old girl and give her that money? Alabas would like it. Boss Page, we will definitely do Baldur's Gate 2. There's no question of that. I'll do God of War Ragnarok when it actually comes out. Wait. Was that there? Figurines in the shrine to St. Christopher are quite nice. Boss Page, really anything. Toxic, absolutely. Disco Elysium is fire. Would love to see how you play it. Fury says yes. What is Metal Wolf Chaos? I have no idea what that is. Hell yeah, Disco Elysium is so interesting. Would make for some very interesting chat. Okay. About the old man one. Measure it lives in my brain rent free. It's out as far as I know. You forgot the old man. Watch him be dead. This is beautiful. What old man? What are you talking about? Forest. I haven't been to the forest now that I think about it. Till. Hello there, Master Mauler. Hello, Till. Kit, it's out, but it's only on... right, it's not out on PC yet. It's only out on PlayStation 5. Have you ever seen a nicer view? Don't get sights like this in the cities, I expect. But the aqueduct does make a nice silhouette. I can't say that Nuremberg has many Roman ruins, no. Oh yes, Tassing is full of them. Quite the marvels they are. I don't pay much mind to the writing on them, as I can't read Latin myself, but you might enjoy giving them a look. If you do, you'll have to tell me if they match the old legends I read about. What sort of old legends? Well, when Father Matthias was abbot, he would let me borrow books from the Abbey's library. I think I read through half of that library before Father Gernot became abbot. He and Father Thomas are strict about which books should be read now. Books should glorify God, they say, not discuss the old pagan ways. Still, the accounts of the Romans in Tassing are my favorite. That old book talked about how the Roman knight Gaius Metellus defeated the Ratae, I think it was. Heavy snowfall had him caught in this very valley. Barbarians on all sides when Mars sent a wolf to the night. The Roman god of war and agriculture. Mars represented civilization and peace through military might. Instead of killing the beast, Gaius followed it to a magical spring with trees covered in all sorts of fruit. Mars provided the wolf in the spring, and Gaius Metellus founded Tasking after defeating the barbarians to honor Mars. That's where all this came from. I'm surprised that Curacao has any record of Tasking before St. Moritz arrived. And written in German at that. It might be all fable, but I enjoy the story all the same. It's nice to feel you're connected to those who came before you, even if it's only by the land you live on. Wise words. I feel the same. It's been good chatting with you, Master Malin, but I'd better get back to work. You let me know if you find any particularly good books in that library, all right? I will. Until later, Till. All right. I'm thinking that I'm supposed to just go ahead and go straight to work. And that they're going to give me an opportunity to drop off that money the way I'm supposed to. But we'll see. Whoa. People out and about. Threed, what's going on, man? How are you? Metal Wolf Chaos is a game where the President of the United States takes America back in a mech suit with a football launcher made by From Software. I know From Software. Who are they? I forgot that existed because it was purely a meme game. Metal Wolf Chaos is a mecha game by From Software. It takes place in the U.S. and very wacky things begin to happen. Take the stalls and go bring the money. Gurna sounds worse and worse every time he is a topic of conversation. Who are these guys? Okay, Matthias. God bless you, Andreas. From Soft. That's what I thought. Dark Souls. There we go. Hello, Brother Matthias. What are you doing out here? I thought you were aware that in addition to my role as Curaçao's sacrist, I tend to the shrine of St. Moritz. He is the patron of Tasking and Curaçao both, so it is my duty to ensure his reliquary is well cared for. The shrine is always beautifully kept. Whenever I visit, I always leave inspired. The martyrdom of St. Moritz provides inspiration to us all. You are familiar with the life of St. Moritz, are you not? I've been so focused on my masterpiece, I never had a moment to learn about St. Moritz. Well, you ought to learn something about Tassing's patron saint while you're here. By all means. St. Moritz is most widely known for his martyrdom at the hands of the Romans. He protected a town of Christians from slaughter, and in turn, he and his legion were decimated. What do you mean his legion? Wouldn't that mean he was a Roman soldier? Yes, he was a Roman citizen and led a legion made up entirely of Christians into Bavaria, powerful duchy in the southeastern Holy Roman Empire. It is east of Swabia and north of Tyrol. Tasking and Curaçao sit in the extreme south of the duchy, near the border with Tyrol. When he refused to kill the Christians, even though they were traitors to Rome, the emperor had his legion massacred. Most of the pilgrims who visit come knowing only this, if anything, about his life. However, Tasking venerates St. Moritz because he was the one to convert the town and save it from destruction. St. Moritz came here? Tasking was pagan? I had no idea the town was so old. Indeed, he and his legion were snowed into this pass, and the townsfolk refused to aid them. The daughter of the town's leader, Sadia, was moved in spirit and snuck from the town to convert. She led Moritz to a spring, and as soon as she was baptized, the snow melted, revealing all manner of fruits. Moritz and his legion were saved by these miraculous gifts. The town was converted, and the rebels fled into the mountains. What happened to Sapia? She, too, was martyred for her faith by the rebels inhabiting the town. Now her shrine protects Tasking from harm. What an astounding story. Thank you for the history lesson, Brother Matthew. You are welcome, Master Mahler. God bless you. Until later, brother. That is the name Dark Soul. Nothing much mistakes were made. I drank an energy drink near bedtime. Not a good idea. Live in Bavaria can confirm. We are powerful. That's awesome. So do you like living there? My parents met in Tyrol. Really? Wow, this is super cool. That's awesome. So have you ever visited Tyrol then, Tomas? I don't think we've met this guy. Oh, hello, Andreas. Hello, Carl. You seem busier than usual today. I'm behind in my work. I went up to the shrine of St. Moritz this morning to pray for his aid. The candle I lit had all but burned away. I was there so long, now I need to catch up. Do you go to the shrine? Your dedication to St. Moritz is impressive. Oh, well. Truth be told, I only started going to the shrine more often when Helena became pregnant. Our mother had trouble in childbirth, so I've been paying visits to Moritz Hand and Satya's shrine to pray for their aid. I hope that the saints hear your prayers. You'll be better off preparing for the child than you really think the saints will hear. I hope that the saints hear your prayers. Thank you, Andreas. So do I. Can't talk with these bandit-looking people? Oh, we never went to the convent garden, did we? What's here? That can't get through that door. Did we go through here? We did go through here. Okay. Yeah. You've already done this. God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Mother Cecilia. Something I can help you with? No, my apologies. Until later. Okay, yeah. We can't do anything here. Went to grab a drink. Nope. Still making our way through it. Ooh. She's new, isn't she? No. She's not. Oh, well, fine. Oh, wait. No, the cat was here. Yep. And it's still here. Okay, fine. Let's go back down. Can't talk to the bandits. Already been in the shrine. All right. Let's just go straight to Scriptorium. I think I get to it by Volkberg. Good day, Andreas. Dormitory, cemetery. No, cemetery. Bailey. There we go. The Bailey. And then, did we ever go in this way? Yep. Here we are. Back to work. Take care, Kit. Have a good night. One of the only places outside Australia I have been to was the Netherlands and Northwest Germany to visit my dad's family when I was little. I don't remember much specifics, but I do remember liking it. Awesome. Okay. I've never been to Germany. I'm looking forward to it. Brother Adoc, this work. I don't know where to start. Inconsistent spacing, rough strokes. You're working like you want to see this place closed. Brother Prier, I am working to the best of my abilities, and I dispute your criticism. I may not be fast, but I still have my talent. Praise be to God. And Brother Guy, why are you still on this page? What's wrong with you? Normally, you're so reliable. Many apologies, Brother Prior. I will work harder. Piero, I can't believe this. Baron Rothvogel has come to check on his progress, and this is all you have? You should have finished this months ago. Is your mind so corrupted by age that you didn't notice the seasons have changed? Well, you're not the one who will have to answer for it, so why should you care? Typical. Excuse me, Prior Fimrick, but I believe your point is made. Andreas, I will remind you that I am the master of the Scriptorium, and you are a guest here. I agree, Brother Prior. Brother Piero's work is unacceptably slow. You are insufferable, Brother Guy. Oh, God, give me the patience to endure this. Please, everyone, this is my work, and I accept responsibility for it. Prior Fenric is right. Take care, Camera. Have a good one. Prior Fenric, is this mine? It must be, yes. It is, my lord. I can explain. No. I don't want excuses. I've come all this way, and I have to be honest. I expected more. It's nowhere near finished, and the style is, well, it's very old-fashioned. I thought I made my desires clear. I feel like my generosity toward Kurosawa is being taken advantage of. Am I the fool in this sad story? No, of course not, my lord. Never. We can fix this. Of course, of course. We only want to accommodate you. Ah, Andreas. Good to see you again. How should I respond to this? The Abbot already seems annoyed. Just nod. Don't irritate it. Simply addressing him as my lord would be appropriate. Greet him with his Christian name. You are brothers and comrades in art. Just nod. Don't irritate the Abbot. So we'll go with my lord. It acknowledges him respectfully without being overly familiar. My lord. Father Gernot, why not have Andreas complete the rest of the illustrations? He's clearly capable. Well, my lord, why not have Brother Guy complete it if speed is your... No. I'm not talking about the script. That's fine. But the art, the illustrations. I want Andreas to do the others. Course. I mean, if Andreas is all right with it. If it takes the pressure off of Brother Piero, I'd be delighted to complete the work. There we have it. I hope this allays your concerns, my lord. Excellent. By the way, Father Abbot, am I still welcome at your table for supper? Naturally, my lord. Wonderful. I'd like Andreas to join us. Oh, snap. I feel like the Abbey is in danger right now, and so unfortunately I might need to suck up to this guy. So damn. Say nothing? Oh. Yeah, say nothing. Well, that would be quite unusual. Unusual or not, I doubt that my good friend the Prince Bishop would deny additional guests at his table. What do you think? I understand. Yes, you're right, of course. Andreas may join us for supper. I look forward to it. Not a CRPG, but I feel like Kingdom Come Deliverance would be interesting play for you. I watched Wolfheart play a little bit of that. It's supposed to be like hyper realistic, right? And combat is super, super difficult. We might end up playing that. Usually I prefer to play games. I prefer to stream games that I've already played, but I might go ahead and give that a whirl. We'll see. We'll see. Flock, what's going on, man? How are you? How are you, bro? You at work right now? Kingdom Come Deliverance is a pretty sweet game. Interesting. Political choices already? Yeah, and I don't like the one I made, but what can I do? Whoa, he's accusing me of planning this? Come on, stop it. You had this planned. You must have put your hook in the Baron this morning when you ambushed him in town. Why are you mad at me? I'm trying to help. That's beyond ridiculous. Listen to yourself. Brother Prior, Andreas is not to blame for any of this. I am. Yes, you are. And you've embarrassed me, the Abbot, and the Abbey. Prior Fenrig is right, of course. No wonder we don't get more commissions. Guy, can you stop flattering the Prior for 1 minute? I don't want to call him an embarrassment. You're so insincere and you're so obvious. You're so insincere and you're so obvious about it, Guy. Oh. Stubbs, what's going on, man? How are you? Piero snapped his neck back so fast, surprised he didn't get whiplash. Like this Lorenz guy a lot for being a noble. Mm-hmm. I'm curious to find out why he likes Andrea so much. You know what? Not off until Wednesday. Awesome. So do you get Thursday and Friday off, or just Thanksgiving? I love Piero. He's being a good dude. Hey. All right. Do I call out Guy for the way he's handling this? I could say nothing. Saying nothing seems like a cop-out. But to tell Fenric he's a flat-out embarrassment is... Ooh. And Guy is being insincere. But at the same time, the Lord was clearly not impressed with the work of these two painter guys. So maybe Guy's criticisms really are legitimate. And consequently, sometimes silence is louder than any statement. This is also true. And I feel like, I feel like either way, you know what, but, no, we're going to go with Fenric. If anyone is the embarrassment here, it's you, Fenric. Yep. Brothers. If you please, Sisters Dina and I would prefer it if you could keep the noise down. It sounds like Samson slaying the Philistines in here. Of course. Get back to work, everyone. Well, that was not wonderful, but there's nothing to be done about it now. I'll finish my work here and wash up in the lavatory for supper at the abbot's table. Interesting. Being a good dude. Both. Nice. Okay. Sometimes silence is louder than any statement. Call him out. Screw that guy. Just finished the paper. Saw your stream. Figured I'd stop by for a few minutes before bed. Got work tomorrow. No problem. Appreciate you stopping by. I should see you. So I'm confused now. I should get the money to Clara. Should wash up in the lavatorium in the cloister and then join the brothers in the refectory. Klaus is going to be annoyed that I'm missing dinner with the Druckers. Again. Okay, but first... I feel like first I should get the money to Clara, or maybe it doesn't matter. Do I need to go? You know what? It's on my it's on my mind repeatedly. So I feel like I need to go ahead and take care of this. Could be wrong. Maybe it would automatically give me an opportunity. Lavatorium. Seems like it'd be weird for them to wait. She is where I sleep. So when I go back to sleep, I should be able to talk with her and give her the money. So no, I'm not going to make a separate trip. Andreas, I'm so glad you'll be joining us for supper, though the circumstances are unusual, to be sure. Doing a Wrath of the Righteous playthrough right now. I never two-time, but I just decided to go with the flow, and I am now simultaneously on 3 separate romance paths. Don't worry, the game will help you figure out what you need to do. Honestly surprised you didn't get they will remember that prompt for calling Fenric an embarrassment. That's what I was expecting, which is why I was hand-wringing over the decision. And that's the other thing. I don't know if this game has multiple endings. So I don't know if my choices really matter all that much. We'll see. That's something I should probably look up. Maybe I'm doing a whole bunch of fussing over nothing. I won't be able to speak with you. None of the brothers will. But it would be good to have you with us. That's a shame. I always enjoy our talks.
Now, the same doesn't apply to you at the abbot's table. You can talk all you like. Though I wouldn't recommend it. Father Abbot does not look kindly on idle chatter.
I wish you could take my place, Brother Piero. You deserve the honor. Anyway, I'm sorry for how the prior treated you. It's not fair. It's humiliating.
Oh, no, my son. There's no need to worry about me or my pride. And we all need a taste of humility from time to time to keep our feet on this earth. No, Andreas, you are my pride. I cannot claim to have taught you much, but I am proud to have known you in your work. And when you leave all of us at Curacao Abbey behind, you can call upon your friend Lorenz, the Baron Brothvogel, to help you in your career.
He's wrong, you know. Fenric is wrong about you being slow.
Don't trouble yourself over it. Time passes for us all. Things change. The future will write over the present. You need not fear any of it, so long as you remain true to yourself and God.
It's a really positive outlook to have. It does have multiple endings from what I've heard. Interesting, okay. Well, I have Windewalk, Darren, and Arushale. I feel like those are the characters you don't want to get taught too timing. Will that mess up their personal quests in any way? Nah, you're good. Don't worry. The game will work it out for you. Which mythic path are you playing? Yeah, boss page, I don't know what the green text is for, or the red text, frankly. Like, these texts come in different colors. There's no sort of glossary or legend that explains this stuff.
Now I must hurry to the refectory to join my brothers. I will see you inside.
All right, so now I've washed my hands. So where am I going now? And then join, join them in the refectory. Okay, fine. Except, where is that? Aquarium, large garden, courtyard. Here we go, refectory. Trickster. I'm using your Master of All build. Oh, interesting. Let me know how that works out for you. Might be something you must look up. Yeah. Well, with some changes. I would hope so. That build doesn't have a whole lot of mechanics that are great for offensive stuff. But it's interesting to use with Trickster, though. Andreas, glad you could join us. Thank you, my lord. Father Gernot, Father Thomas, Prior Fenric. Simon Peter answered, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." Oh, the Gospel of Matthew. Wonderful. Jesus replied, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven. And I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it." Have you read Matthew much, Andreas? Some, yes. Ahem. I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Then he ordered his disciples not to tell anyone that he was the Messiah. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. I like the stylized Last Supper on the wall. Yeah. That's pretty cool, right? That reminds me, Father Gernot, have you read anything by Martin Luther? I can't say that He has some incredible ideas about the church. Brilliant, I think. My lord, is the meal to your liking? I believe I remember you enjoying our quail on your last visit. The quail? My God, Father Abbot, the quail's fine, but don't you think Luther's ideas are worth discussing? I don't know if y'all are catching these people on the lower road, but they are not happy. He's talking about the future of the church, shaking things up in a way I don't think we've seen before. Father Thomas, you see the value in his ideas, do you not? My lord, I mean no offense, but I do not. Brother Matthias, yes? How appropriate. What are your thoughts on Luther's attacks on the church's sale of indulgences? Baron, please do not involve the other brothers in this conversation. Fine, fine. What about Andreas? Oh, here we go. Certainly a man who attended the same university as Martin Luther can spare some thoughts on his work. He's really put me in a difficult position. Absolutely. Why not join in a debate? It may bring everyone closer to understanding truth. It would be wise to defer to the abbot's authority and decline. I need to be quiet. I don't know what else to do. To hell with the abbot. If he can't handle a little criticism, he's fit to sit at the fancy table. Looks like a cool game. Peter, what's going on? Glad you're able to make the stream. Hope you're enjoying it. I don't think mentioning Martin Luther to Catholics is a good idea. Lorenz is not long for this world, I think. See, here's the thing. I don't know enough about religion and the background of all of this to understand what is the problem here. Like, he mentioned Martin Luther. We talked a little about it, and I understand Martin Luther made some criticisms towards the church, but I don't feel like the game has really armed me to understand what the conflict is. Like, what is Martin Luther saying about the church that the church finds so offensive? Why not join in a debate? It may bring everyone closer to understanding truth. It would be wise to defer to the abbot's authority and decline. No, I'm about the truth. I'm about the truth. Plus, the hedonist in me likes stirring up a little bit of ruckus. So let's do it. Why not join in a debate? Because the abbot will be furious with me. That's why. Why not? Where should we start? This one, of course. So now this will be remembered. All right. A debate. Excellent. Why not start with the 95 Thesis? Also, maybe that's what it is. Like, if you open up this debate, you're going to be given more information about what exactly is the problem. A list of propositions against the church's practice of selling indulgences for the remission of sin. It was written in 1517 by Martin Luther. I don't understand the terminology used here. What selling indulgences? What does that mean, indulgences? Like liquor? I assume not women. What does that mean? For the remission of sin. Selling indulgences. So let's see. Okay, right. So the cancellation of a debt, charge, a penalty. So basically, they're selling things, and by buying them, you can cancel out a sin that you have committed. Is that what it's supposed to be? But what does indulgences mean? What indulgence? Selling indulgences. Like, give us money and you're cleansed of sin. So basically, it's like tithes. Indulgences was a tithe that forced people to pay their way out of purgatory, if not hell. Basically, the church is selling these things called indulgences, which are a way to buy your way out of sin. Basically, selling tickets to heaven. You can do something sinful, buy a get out of sin card. Oh, that's fucked up. That's not the way it works. Okay, yeah, let's talk about this.
Enough! Andreas, you should know better. Lord Rothvogel, you are a guest and held in high esteem, but you have worn out my patience. You will not be discussing Luther's work with Andreas, Thomas, Matteo, or with any other brother.
Is that clear? I suppose, Father, it is your Abbey, but you're taking too much offense at this, and you're far too afraid of change. It got extremely out of control, and Catholic canon was not challenged. This led Martin Luther to rail against this and eventually a lot of issues with the hierarchy. It got really out of hand. It's the church making money off the fear of hell. So they're terrified about this because their livelihoods require this kind of stuff. Okay. The kings had to step in. Ooh. Whether it's from Luther or someone else, reform is coming to the church. You had better accept it. What? Neither you nor Martin Luther dictate change to the Holy Church on their whim. This talk is beyond insulting. It's blasphemous, outrageous. How dare you? I see. I have overstepped my bounds, and I suppose I have ruined everyone's supper. My apologies. In spite of this unpleasantness, I will make good on my manuscript payment and the donation of my copy of Historia to Sai. If you cannot accept what the future will bring, perhaps it's time for you to come to terms with your past. Well, no need to overstay my welcome, fathers, brothers, and Andreas. Good night. The church was making so much money, there was none left for the kings to collect in taxes. Bad. Holy shice. Yeah, people always get mad when you touch their moneymaker. Yeah, that's wild. Why, Andreas? Why did you engage him? I expect better of you. Now then, I must ask you to leave so I can speak to the brothers in chapter privately. Brother Piero, please accompany Andreas out. I will take my leave as well. Good night.
Don't worry about Father Gernot and the Baron. I'm sure we'll all be fine by morning. I hope Father Abbott can see that the Baron's heart is in the right place, even if he picked the wrong time to express himself.
Nah, no apology. That seems unlikely.
It may be so, but we must never lose hope.
Very hopeful guy.
In any case, I do hope the Baron respects the Abbot's wishes for the rest of his stay, for everyone's sake.
Brother Piero, what do you think of Martin Luther's ideas?
Ha! That is for younger and wiser men than me to decide. I am just a monk, thank God. Good night, my son.
I should get some sleep. Okay. Oh, wait. We're supposed to go to the library now. Except, damn. They're not going to let me in. Wait, what? How do we get downstairs? Remember that downstairs area that they said we could only get to? Tassing is lucky to have so much wound work naturally growing. I had to buy it back in Nuremberg. What? No, come on now. There we go. Ah, the many petals cinquefoil. It grows so easily, some consider it a weed. Sisters certainly keep their garden well tended. Dries and stores her herbs. What is this? Peory's house. Right now, this one I've already went. What's this one? The big one then. Aquarium. The doors in common are locked to men. There's a secret path in the crypt. And I also need to pay that lady. Yep. Shrine. But it won't let me back in. I can't get to the crypt. So I guess maybe I'm not supposed to get that special thing tonight. Whatever. All right, fine. There's a lamp still burning in the guest house. Lorenz must still be awake. I wonder how he's doing. And what was he thinking? He's a baron, but he couldn't have expected that to go well. The storm doesn't seem to be letting up anytime soon. I should get back to the Gertners. Okay. Also led Luther to create a Bible that was written for the people, not the priesthood. Originally, all Bibles west of the Orthodoxy were published in Latin. Unless you knew Latin, the priest could just say whatever they wanted you to believe and tell you it was from the Bible. Yikes, the medieval times was wilder than Wild West shootout. Brother Piero's definitely going to die because he was a good person. Yep, he's definitely getting it. Yeah, because indulgences are not even slightly supported by the Bible, and even there's a bunch of stuff in there directly against the concept. So translating the Bible let people know what was up. Then you're right. The path was in the crypt. You need to pay the lady. Yep, I'm going to do that now. Luther posted his thesis. Anyway, my history teacher brain is shutting off. My bad. All good. Appreciate you. Really, though, could you imagine someone charging like $800 to get into heaven? And that was the only way you could save yourself from damnation. That's crazy. And it's crazy that you would be willing to lie about it. That is just absolutely wild. Huh? Whoa. Yeah! Are you all right, Master Mauler? I believe... Ooh! The occult! I believe that I may have just seen the physical manifestation of a spirit. The ghost? Yes? It could be a Roman, maybe even an old pagan. Wouldn't be the first time people have seen ghosts around these parts. Interesting. Have you ever seen one? Usually around the ruins. Who knows how many restless Romans lie beneath these stones? Well, I think I found Jonah's last lost sheep. I'm going to head home. Take care, Master Mauler. I will. Thank you, Till. I should have said you too or good night or something like that. That's fine. I don't think we ever went to the forest, right? Snowdrops, one of the only flowers that can bloom this early in spring at this altitude. It's in the forest. Find one and let me go. Good Lord, this area is huge. I am only just scratching the surface. All right, we're not doing all this right now. We're getting this lady this money. Time for a witcher. Absolutely. What was this? A shrine to St. Maurice. Okay, yep. Yeah, that was the one thing I thought was weird. Like, if you're a priest. No! Pale horse, still on the floor. Hello? Are you all right in there? I'll remain silent. Martins, the Pale Lord's death. Monastic hour corresponding to 2 a.m. It is used for the night prayer. Sister, listen to my voice. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Yes. Yes, Father, I hear you. Am I here? Is this now? Yes, you are with us, and this is now. I apologize, Andreas. I imagine that must have been quite alarming. Is she all right? She is, yes. Sister Amalie is a mystic, gifted with visions when God sees fit to give her one. Some are more frightening than others. What is she doing in there? Does she live in the church? She lives there, yes. I'm a little surprised you haven't noticed her before. You came to Mass more often. You will see that I give her communion through a window to her cell. Her cell? She is Anchoress, a religious hermit, so devoted to God that she has enclosed herself in a cell next to the church. I'm claustrophobic as hell. Just the idea of that is making me cringe. She is dead to the world, but continues a life of prayer and religious contemplation. And sometimes, ever so rarely, she receives great and terrible visions. Is she local to Tassing, or was she a nun at Carousel? Neither. She came here from a Benedictine abbey in Lower Bavaria after it burned down. I am her confessor and caretaker. Many anchoresses are not literate. I write down her visions to help interpret them. I thought all the monks and nuns at Carousel could read, even poor Brother Volkberg. Thank you, Father Thomas. I must rest now. Of course, sister. She seems unhappy. She is not unhappy, but she is in pain, both physical and spiritual. Her spiritual pain comes from her revelations. They come and go. I try to address them as best I can. The physical pain comes from a deformity in her spine and aching in her joints. I know of no cure for that, save prayer to the Almighty. Sister Amalia is saying she had a vision of death. Could someone be in danger? Oh no, don't rush to judgment. Her visions are divine and powerful, but they could have many meanings. Some of her revelations take years to comprehend. Some may never be understood at all, as God wills it. Still, the argument at dinner was quite troubling. Perhaps it has cast a shadow over our thoughts. Now then, the good sister appears to have fallen back to sleep. I must prepare for bed myself. Good night, Andreas. Good night, Father. That was the one thing I thought was weird. Like, if you're a priest that even tangentially believes in the Bible, lying and stealing from the entire lower class seems to be going to hell behavior. You would think. Toss a coin to your withdrawal valley and plenty. Please don't make me sad. No more Henry. Don't even want to think about how crazy I would go trapped in a cell next to a church for my whole life. Bruh. There's a reason why Luther also wanted the priesthood to be allowed to marry. Priesthood brought power over community and a strong flow of income. Celibacy scared many who would make great priests. Yep. Makes sense to me. I'm in Town Commons, right? Zimmerman House. Johann Bar Farm. Gertner Farm. And what's over here? Central Town. I came from Gertner Farm, right? Is this where Claire is? Isn't she Claire? It's Claire Gertner, right? Supper ended badly. An argument erupted. Hopefully it all get worked out in the morning. I should head back. I should get the money to Clara. Okay, yeah, it's the Gertners. This here, but they're asleep. All right, I guess I have to give it to her in the morning. This way, family men who also wanted to serve God could do so, and those who seriously manipulated their communities weren't the most common priest. Became extremely corrupt nepotism. Interesting. The Picatrix, Key of Solomon, the Heptameron, Prior Finrig keeps giving me all these books to read. I really should clean this up. It's getting late. I should get some rest. Go to sleep. I really hate games where they don't allow you to save. I'm never a fan of that. And this game is no exception. Like, I really wish that there was definitely a couple of times where I was like, you know what, I'd like to be able to just go back and do something differently. And I am not, this game does not allow you that possibility. Time to get back to work. I'm not tired yet. Perhaps after compline. Monastic hour corresponding to 8 p.m. One of the little hours of prayer. The monks and nuns retired to their dormitories shortly afterwards. Wah! Shh, it's all right, Ursula. Good morning. Do you need any help with Ursula? No, a little crying won't hurt her. Besides, I think we've gotten almost all the leaks now. Ursula is my first child, and she's been a handful, but I think I have the hang of it now. Big Jorg has been a godsend. He helped Christine with Eva when she was a baby. I never took you for a family man, Andreas. I have 2 older brothers, both married, so there are plenty of nieces and nephews for me to play uncle to. Crusades are really interesting. They weren't nearly as organized as many people believe. Interesting. No, they were the same thing. I appreciate the offer. You'll make a fine husband someday, Andreas. When will this storm let up? It's been going all morning. Peter and Jorg are outside trying to deal with the flooding as best they can. Oh my, is the farm in danger? There's always a danger with this much rain, but we've lived through worse. Whatever happens, it will be as God wills it. We must have faith in providence and endure what is to come. Oh, I have some food for you. Here. Sorry I couldn't prepare anything more. Thank you. Otto wanted me to say hello, but Then Otto asked me to say hello. He's probably courting her. Then be a good friend to him and just tell her. So what? They're not married, are they? Neither are you yet. Why not test the waters? Just be a good friend to them and tell her. They'd probably be happy together. Thank you. Otto wanted me to say hello, by the way. Oh, he did. Good. Thank you. Have a good day at the Abbey, Andreas. Try to stay dry. Thanks. You too. Good luck. I'm a hedonist, but I'm not an asshole. Be good, Ursula. No! Oh, God dog it. Andreas. Are you doing all right, Peter? No, I'm not. Some of our sheep escaped, and I'd rather not spend my morning fixing this damn wall for the 3rd time this year. This is the way it always is. Rain falls on the Abbey and rolls downhill to us little people. There was an entire group of lower-class people who marched into the Holy Land and got slaughtered by Muslim warriors, which led to the Saracens believing they had beaten the Crusaders. So when the actual Knights of Shoulder showed up, they didn't expect it. That's what I mean. The church tricking people to fight for them when they really just want the land. That actually is what happened originally, Dagan. What actually happened? Well, it's hard to blame the Abbey for that. That's just how rain works. There's a reason we're down here and they're up there, Andreas. Anyway, I have to get back to this. See you later. Damn. All right. Gert in our house. Hello, Andreas. Hello, Andreas. Hello, Claire. I have something for you. Oh? This should be enough to pay my rent and the tax you owe the Abbey. Andreas, this is far more than your rent payment. We can't accept this. Please, Claire, it's the least I can do. You and Peter have been such gracious hosts. Send the rest a gift, then, in addition to my rent. Please, Claire, you and Peter have been such gracious hosts. But Andreas, how did you even find so much coin? Are you sure you'll have enough to spare for yourself? Don't worry about me, Clara. I'll be fine. Oh, well, if you're sure. Thank you, Andreas. You don't know what this means to us. I'm happy to help, Claire. It's the Christian thing to do. It's probably best not to mention it. I'm happy to help, Claire. It's a Christian thing to do. You're a good man, Andreas. Thank you. I'll let you move on with your day. God bless you. Until later. Awesome. That's taken care of. It was partially religiously motivated. The Seleucid invasion of Anatolia was leading to the collapse of the Byzantine Empire. The Holy See knew that a collapse of the Orthodoxy would lead to the religious motivation was a major underline, but the Pope wasn't being evil by manipulating that religious undertones. Byzantines asked for help, and then by the Third Crusade, it was the Crusaders burning down Constantinople. Oops, I cannot go over here. Hello, Andreas. Good morning, Andres. So, Otto and Eva, huh? Yes, what about them? Otto has a good eye. I can't fault him for that. Hey, I guess. She's a good, strong-willed woman. I'm not a gossip, Andreas. I do not ask this to pour water onto the rumor mill, but for the concern I have for the happiness of my friends. Of course, Andreas. Fancy talk for being nosy. Ha ha ha! Well, if you ask me, I think Otto's being a bit too slow about it. Oh? He's old enough already not to be smitten like a boy. They both like each other. Seems to me if you found the right person, you should go for it. It's what I would do. What stopped you? Where is Mr. Schmiditon, if I may ask? Oh, that's a private matter. You can trust me, Indris. Aren't we friends? I have an attendant, Sabine, waiting for me in Nuremberg. We're to marry once I finish my Wander IRA. I am not even sure if she's the right one, but it is a necessary step. It's not good for the soul to be alone, Andreas. I do hope to find someone to have at my side as we build a family. God has not given me this blessing. Worry not. It could happen at any moment, Indris. One hopes so. I must get back to work, Andreas. Enough talk. Until later. Is he gay? It seems like the kind of game where he'd be gay. Sacking of Constantinople was supervised by Enrico Dandolo, the Doge of Venice. His army, unlike the large majority of Crusade forces, was a private army. They ran counter to the Crusade's efforts. It's not letting me get past here. I just realized that, okay? Central town. They ran. Speaking of dinners, I've cooked pork tikka masala for this week. Turned out quite well. Tikka masala is probably my favorite Indian sauce. Dinner rule. People historically believe their own religion. I love Indian food in general. And in my opinion, Indian food is the most consistently good food. Like when it comes to Mexican restaurants, the quality always kind of goes up and down. When you find a good Mexican restaurant, you stick to it. It's the same like with a good steak restaurant. And not every restaurant knows how to do steak. But every Indian restaurant that I've been to, the Indian food was on point. It seems like the entire country teaches the same recipe. It's absolutely fantastic. I've had Indian food in Chicago, in Detroit, in Abu Dhabi, in Dubai. It's been good everywhere. It's just absolutely fantastic. When you're in the wealthiest merchant family in Europe, you can grease a few palms, look the other way, while you basically took over the most important city in Europe. Remember what the bell system means? It's your persuasion background. Oh, that makes sense. Not religion education. That makes sense. Sure, but as soon as you say God commands you to kill X group of heathens and you take their gold, feel like you're being a hypocrite. He might be impotent. Is he gay was my first thought immediately too. Just because you're impotent doesn't mean that you're alone. That's not really the same thing, right? Like he's having trouble finding a partner. I'm thinking it's because he doesn't think the village would be accepting of the way he is. We'll see if that's the case. There are a lot of great Indian places down here in Oz. I find that the smaller and run down the place is, the better the food. Very, very consistent. What's going on? Ulrich. God be with you, Andreas. Seems like we have a good spring storm. I hope it lets up soon. Good morning. I'm sure we'll let up soon. As God wills it. Ulrich, I paid Gret for last week's pumpernickel. Sorry to make you wait for it. It's no trouble at all. Please say hello to Lucky for me. Of course. Now I'm off to home and then to Pfeiffer's. Good morning, Agnes. What's going on at the Pfeiffer's? Helena has about a month to go before a child is due. Her last one was hard. He didn't make it. God rest his soul. I just want to give her the best chance she can have. It is in God's hands. Trust in providence. Always, Ulrich, but I'll do what I can to help. Why make the Lord do all the work? I must be off now. Good day to you both. And Andreas, stay out of the rain. Tell Helena I will pray for her health. She will appreciate that, Andreas. Thank you. Until later. Until later, Agnes. Bakery. What you got in here? Ooh, Anna. Hi. Right. Andreas, such a pleasure to see you. And looking so handsome as always. Back for more of my rye. Dear Gret, you know I can't stay away from your rye. Andreas. I was passing by. I thought I should say hello. Now I must say goodbye. Aren't you a good man? Well, you're always welcome here, Andreas. And always welcome to my rye. Be well. Until later, Gret. God bless you, Andreas. Okay. North Town. Let me just take a quick peek over here. What's going on in the North Town? More ruins. I wonder if they're the old Roman colony. Tassin is lucky to grow so much woundwork naturally. Tassin is lucky to have so much woundwork naturally growing. I had to buy it back in Nuremberg. Stoll's house. Okay. Go there later. Yeah, if I go to an Indian or Chinese restaurant, there's two guys who have just immigrated 3 years ago and their mother, I know I'm getting the best food in my entire life. Games usually don't accurately portray sexual persecution as it was then. It's a point of contention they don't want. Hey, I definitely plan to stay on good terms with the baker. And yeah, I can't think of any game that really tackled this subject. And so, like, going back to Camera's criticism, I don't know how I'll feel about it because, you know, sometimes it's irritating when I feel like a game has a certain type of message that I feel like I've heard 1,000 times before. But in this case, the topics that it seems like they're going to try to tackle and go through, I've never experienced that in a game before, so I don't think it's going to be nearly as annoying for me as it might be in another situation. Franz Bauer and Widow Kim. Father, I've said this before, but it isn't good that the water drains here so quickly. It's affecting the foundation. It needs to be looked at. I understand, but if you dig here, you may be disturbing the bodies decomposing in the yard. Of course, Father, but they're going to be dug back up again anyway. Yes, but why disturb them unnecessarily? It's your church, Father, but you can't put this off forever. The foundation is going to crack. I understand. Perhaps after some of the bones have been moved to the ossuaries. Thank you, Lucky. Good day, Master Mahler. Good day, Father Thomas. Everything all right with... I didn't mean to eavesdrop. Oh, don't worry not. Lucky was just reminding me of the dangerous, severe rainfall can pose to the foundation. God looks after his flock, but sometimes the pen requires an earthly hand. He will be taken care of. God be with you, Andreas. And with you, Father Thomas, until later. Can we talk to old girl? I wonder if it'll let us free her. Meadow. Okay. Pet the cat. 10 out of 10 game. Slaw's the most German name I've ever heard. I'll elaborate on my criticism once you finish Act 1. Schlaw means clever, Mossfinger. The other cat is rat catcher. Interesting. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing if I agree with the criticism, Cameron. Honestly, there are topics that are kind of hot buttons and you can't really approach nowadays without risk. What's life without a little bit of risk, Dagon? Come on now. I actually appreciate it when I feel like a developer is taking a risk instead of just doing the same old, same old. Martin? Uh-oh. Get a friendly greeting from Martin. Told Martin to help his family. Martin ended the conversation mad at you. Oh, so I'm completely unable to do this. Eat shit, Andreas. Achoo! I should get to the Scriptorium. Gernot will give me an earful if I'm late again. Claws. God be with you, Andreas. Are you still preparing to leave, even with this weather? The weather is unfortunate, but the Baron's wife, Lady Selima, will be arriving today. My lord intends to depart as soon as she arrives. How long have they been married? 7 years now. She's a fine woman, a true lady. I was hoping to bid farewell to the Baron before he leaves. I'm sure he would appreciate that. He spoke highly of you before he went to bed. He was glad you were willing to debate him at supper, even though he's sure the abbot will hold it against you. I just love arguing, honestly. Well, Luther's work is worth debating, regardless of what the abbot thinks. My lord certainly agrees, but he hasn't found many people who share that opinion in Tyrol or Bavaria. Would it be fair to say I found the Baron's favor? I would. My lord bade me give you a token of his friendship in his absence. He says it's a small thing compared to future commissions, but he hopes that you will wear it with pride. Ooh, what an extraordinary pin. Please thank the Baron for me. Pin? In fact, I'll wear it right... I will keep it secure until I have clothing worthy of bearing it. As you wish, of course. Where's your master gone, then? He went for a walk early in the morning. He didn't say when he'd be back. I hope he returns soon. The rain is turning everything to mud. That seems odd, given the weather. Not odd for him. My lord enjoys hiking in all sorts of weather. A little rain never bothered him. I can sympathize. We Swabians enjoy a good walk through nature, even in such conditions. The Baron seems to be quite an unusual man in many ways. Ah, maybe so. I only know him as my lord for these last 7 years. That reminds me, did you see a short, surly-looking young man in a hat on your way up this morning? Wink. Surely you don't mean me. Ha, no. He was shorter than you by 2 hands at least. Ah, that could only be Martin Barr. He ran past me in the meadow as I was walking up the hill. He was in quite a hurry. Ah, that would explain my lord's missing rings. Ooh, what rings are these? 1 gold, 1 silver, a handful of golden, and a book the Baron was planning to give to the Abbey. Gold coins used as currency throughout the Holy Roman Empire. Though different standards exist for the gold in the different regions, it is generally equivalent to the Florentine florin. Book? Historia to say? I believe so, yes. I went to pack the Baron's things and they were missing. Why do you think Martin stole the rings? Yesterday I caught the boy with the hat, Martin, I suppose, peering in through the windows. I could have admonished him at the time, but, well, he seemed harmless. I think you are a resident Dutchers. Hold on, I'm drawing Josh Sawyer as a soy jack. I do too, but you get canceled because you put the wrong thing in your game. It can cause problems for the company. So I get why some people would be hesitant. Absolutely. Guess that works in all directions, though. Then again, Obsidian isn't small. Not anymore, thankfully. That's the thing. People whine about progressives canceling you for saying something controversial, but the other side try to do it if they even think you are doing some positive representation. Exactly. It is all jacked up. All jacked up. I was looking at a video the other day about Wakanda Forever and its box office, and the way that its box office is lower than the box office for the original Black Panther movie. And they were saying, of course, part of it is because there's a new normal when it comes to movies now with the pandemic and everything going on. A lot of major properties just aren't seeing the same level of success. But they also mentioned when you look at the breakdown of the race of people who went to see the movie, in the original Black Panther, it was like 30, somewhere between 30 and 35% of the folks who went to see it were black. In this new one, 42% of the audience for opening weekend was black. And the video was saying it seems like it's a representation of just the increased division in America and probably globally as well. Where seeing a movie that so openly represented black people turned off a whole bunch of white people who just a few years ago were more than willing to go see Black Panther. And so it's just crazy, unfortunate times that you're living in, where it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you try to tackle, if you try to do representation in a way that you feel like is relevant and tactful and tells the story you want to tell, you're going to piss off a whole bunch of people. If you deal with any controversial topics or things that make people uncomfortable, then you get canceled in a whole nother way. It's a difficult time to be a major creator, which is why I enjoy being a small fry that only a few people that I'm fortunate to have in my community actually care about. So I'm not worried about what I put in my content. I say whatever the hell I want to. Yeah, Martin's in serious trouble. Serious trouble. I think the Marcus. The last movie I watched was Joker. I just don't care anymore. My hobby is video games and books, and I don't have the time. I don't go to the movies nearly as much as I used to, but part of that is because I don't feel like theaters value my time the way I used to. When I went to see Black Panther, the movie was supposed to start at 3:10. The movie did not start until 3:40. It was literally 30 minutes in front of a movie that was already 2 hours and 45 minutes. There was literally 30 minutes of commercials and trailers. Like, it just felt like it was never going to end. And I was like, this is not what a company who actually respects my time would do. Absolutely not. That's a shame. I hope the Baron won't be too put out. My lord is a man of some means. He won't miss the gold of the rings. I do think he would be upset about the book. He was quite excited for the abbot to see it. In any case, I must finish preparing the horses. It was good talking to you, Andreas. Of course. I hope this rain lets up for you soon. God willing. Until next time. Until then. Let's see. Can I walk in the house at all? The guest room? Let's see. Do I? In there. I don't want to let me upstairs. All right, fine. All starting when a lot of people were like, how dare they make beardless black dwarf women? Not saying it's perfect, but some people read the article. It was ridiculous. Coming as a Lord of the Rings fans, the debate is ridiculous to me. Like, I'm sorry. Like I understand you want things to be right. There's lore, things of that nature. But at the end of the day, for those of us who love the books, and I love the books, I grew up with the books. All right, we've had 6 movies, uh, 4 cartoons. There's been a ton of things done with the books that were absolutely respectful towards the lore. Like I understand the frustration when you have this famous book and nothing else has ever been done with it, and now they're finally doing a movie of it, and they completely disrespect the lore, like Witcher. Like Witcher, all right? You had the books, they were great. You had the video games, they were great. And now, for the first time, we're getting this live action version, and it's written by a bunch of people who really care nothing about the actual books or the video game. I can understand that frustration. I do not understand the frustration regarding Lord of the Rings. Like, it's not even actual, what they're doing has nothing to do with Tolkien's work. Like, they're covering, they don't even have the rights to do Tolkien's work. So of course they were going to have to do something original. And if you've got to do the whole thing from scratch anyway, why wouldn't they do some things differently? Like the idea that they should try to make this show and copy what Peter Jackson did before doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not with it at all. And again, this is somebody who loves the Tolkien series, and I will absolutely be the first thing to say, first person to say, when I watch that show, it doesn't feel like Lord of the Rings to me. It doesn't. It doesn't feel like Lord of the Rings at all. But at the same time, it's really not supposed to, right? Because again, they're covering something that's not in any of the movies, not in any of the books. This is their wholly unique property. Chill out. Either you like the show or you don't. As the whitest boy in Canada, I really enjoyed Black Panther. The only reason I didn't see the sequel is I'm completely burned out when it comes to Marvel movies. They're doing way too many of them. Way too many of them. And it's absolutely impacting the quality. Did I come in here? Oh, yeah. I came in here. Patron of healers. Yep. Okay, cool. Oh, I'm supposed to be going to work. That's supposed to be doing. Andreas needs new clothes. This is a good call out. How do I get to? The cemetery. I need to go to the Old Bailey, right? Yeah. Here we go. Here's my take on that particular statistic: is that people are sick of the Marvel formula in general, so you get less viewers overall. But black folk are going to be excited to see it regardless. The problem with that is the Black Panther movies are outside of the Marvel formula. Like Black Panther wasn't like Iron Man, Captain America, or any of the others, and Wakanda Forever is even a further deviation from what the rest of the Marvel properties have been like. You know, and I feel like on some level that's kind of known. It's kind of known that like Ryan Coogler is allowed to do his own thing. I feel like out of all the writers or directors that are involved in these Disney projects, Ryan Coogler has the most freedom. Like he has the most cachet. So to me, it's not that. It's not because you figured it'd be more of the same. Just getting some mainstream representation like that is so rare. Not sure if it is specifically a sign of white folks being more negative on it. I feel like if you look at the discourse today, especially online, it's clear that harder, clearer battle lines have been drawn. Not just, and honestly, I don't feel like the white-black issue is the main one. I really feel like the real problem is the male-female issue, where a lot of these hardcore white folks who feel like Disney is so woke and Disney is pushing these ideals that's destroying the country, blah, blah, blah. They looked at Wakanda Forever, which is in a lot, it's about the death of a black man, but in a lot of ways, it's also a celebration of black women. And it's about all these black women rising up to protect Wakanda and basically take control of it. There's a whole wave of men who felt like this is woke nonsense. There should be a man in there, blah, 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 blah. And so I feel like that's really the part where it turns off a lot of people who, ever since even Captain Marvel came out, have felt like Disney was on this pro-women SJW bent, and that Wakanda Forever is just further proof of that. Fun fact, there's a wrathful letter from Tolkien where he poignantly argues that his elves aren't to be effeminate and it should instead be built like Conan. Really? I've never read that before. That's interesting. James, I wouldn't say Peter Jackson's movies have very little connection with the book, but I do agree there are some major scenes or characters that are missing. Tom Bombadil is one of them. But to be honest, my biggest issue with the Peter Jackson run of Lord of the Rings is that you never saw the hobbits go back to the Shire. And that's, to me, that's like top 3 most epic moments in the entire series. When all the hobbits, they left as these happy-go-lucky, carefree folks, and then they come back hardened warriors, only to find out the Shire has been taken over, and they rally the people and are like, oh, hell no, this is not happening on our watch. And his descriptions of all their armor and their weapons and their knowledge of how to deal with war, like all of that comes into play. And how Frodo is just so exhausted and he barely even wants to be involved because of everything he's already been through. Like, to me, that entire sequence was so masterfully done. To leave it out of the movie was criminal. Like, I understood leaving it out of the theatrical release, but to not film those scenes and to not have it as extras in like a DVD or Blu-ray version, I was very, very upset with that, which is honestly the only reason why I would like to see someone do another Lord of the Rings series. Like, I'm pretty good with just about everything else in there, but I want someone else to do it just so I can get those scenes and see them done properly in live action. I like black representation, but it needs to be more than put people of color in a thing. Kind of why I really hate when they race, gender, sexuality swap characters. Just make your own cool story. Like, to me, it depends. It depends on, is this person's race or sexuality or gender, is it key to their character? Like there have been times where people got up in arms about something, and I'm like, I don't think this really makes sense. Like, when they announced that Michael Clark Duncan was going to play Kingpin, at first, I was kind of like, this isn't going to work. Because to me, that huge white man in the white suit, I feel like that's the iconic look for Kingpin. So when I thought of a black man being in there, I'm like, this is not what's up. But actually, it worked out incredibly well. And Michael Clark Duncan was really the only good thing about Daredevil. But in other cases where someone has been like race swap and there's been people that have been up in arms, I've been like, y'all are tripping over nothing. Like, this is just not a big deal. Like when Captain Marvel came out, there were a whole bunch of people up in arms like, she's not supposed to be female, yada yada yada. Stop it. Like, it's not. This is not the type of character. The character's an alien. It's not important whether or not they're male or female. What are y'all tripping on? Came out at a really bad time, at least for comic book readers. Yeah, I remember that. The Captain Marvel discourse was insane. Exactly. Plus, the movie sucks, so that didn't help. Probably. Hulked out Legolas. I think Lord of the Rings movies are good as an adaptation can get, but it's missing elements from the books and warps other elements for the sake of visual medium, e.g. Saruman in books versus movie. I don't remember it well enough. What do you feel like is the difference? Ooh, here we go. Back to work. Uh-oh. Is he already dead? Oh, this is wonderful. The rest of the Abbey is soaked and there's not a drop of rain in here. Good thing the abbot had Otto replace the roof to the Scriptorium and library last month. With the calefactory next door, we can stay warm while everyone else is cold and wet. A communal warming room in monasteries. Calefactories are usually attached to the cloister, but in Curacao it is part of the old Abbey and therefore connected to the old Scriptorium. It keeps the monks warm and the library dry.
Instead of bragging about our good fortune, you should think upon your brothers and sisters and pray for their health and safety.
The abbot's foresight saved a lot of our work and protected what's in the library. The town hasn't fared as well. I'm sure they'll be fine. More importantly, if they're not, I don't care.
Brother Guy, your heart is harder than the stone of this floor.
Huh. We have the grumpy old monk, but where's the nice one? Brother Piero, haven't you seen him yet today?
I did, before Brother Guy arrived. Brother Piero left to speak to the abbot some time ago.
What? Why is Matthew ringing the bell? Can't be terse already.
I pray it stops soon. Such a cacophony is an assault on my frail ears.
It's not stopping. Suppose this means we're being summoned to the chapter house.
God, give me the strength to endure the rain.
It's 50 feet, old man. You'll live.
God, give me the strength to endure this man.
Captain Marvel people saying she was supposed to be male are flat out wrong. Carol took over the title. Problem was she was badly written after she did and then killed Iron Man over a debate. It's still not stopping. What's going on? This can't all be because of the storm. I just think as long as you're not doing something strictly historical, you can do however you please, and the job should go to the best actor in a lot of cases. Tolkien knew his warfare, and books were given enough details to draw conclusions. Book Saruman is an idiot, and his campaign against Rohan was doomed. Movie Saruman has visually badass army and missing these details. Got you. Yes, that's true. He comes off as significantly more competent in the movies. But, see, I don't remember the books well enough to make a comparison and tell you. So I'm just saying offhand, I feel like it serves the story better for Saruman to be effective than for him to be this bumbling idiot that you feel like is basically going to self-destruct, regardless of whether or not Gandalf and Pippin get involved. Let's just see what's the matter. The Harfoots, for example, were all members of different races. They were all awesome actors. So wait a minute, where are we going? Oh, the Bailey. Okay, cool. Where am I supposed to go? I'm sorry. The weather's awful, but I still have to get to the Scriptorium. Hopefully tempers have calmed since last night. But where am I supposed to go now? That sounded like a stream coming from the cloister. Cloister? Okay, where's the cloister? This way? How do I get to the cloister? I don't know this. There we go. That's coming from just down the hall. Maybe the chapter house. Why'd it put me in here? Wait, this is a refectory. Why'd it put me in here? Chapter house. Church, dormitory, kitchen and cellar, cemetery, courtyard. I think those screams were coming from the chapter house. I think something terrible has happened, Master Andreas. There we go, chapter house. Woo! Oh, he's not dead. I'm with the Parasite Director. Once you overcome a 2-inch barrier of subtitles, you have a whole wonderful world of diverse media open to you. I still have never seen Parasite, but I've heard such great things about it. But I would agree, if you swap a character and make it work, it's fine. But if you do something like make Iceman a gay stereotype, that just hurts everyone around. And that's what I usually see. A lot of the representation is filling a quota nowadays, and I take issue with that. Feel like filling a quota. So I haven't read any of the comments for Iceman, so I can't comment on that. But I know there are a lot of people who are divided about how that was handled. My thing is, though, does Iceman have a history of being heterosexual? Like, does Iceman have specific romances that his lore is connected with? I mean, if you got that movie and it turns out bad, you can just point the finger at the book writer. The issue with people trying to do representation incorrectly. For example, you have one black character in your sitcom, but he plays a drug dealer. It's a sitcom, so it wasn't necessarily meant to be an eye-opener. I could be wrong, but I feel like it's prevalent throughout TV now, where there's only one black man in the whole show, and he's the gay one. Like, I see that over and over and over and over and over again. Like, they want to just kill two birds with one stone. They really don't want any black people there, but they're like, all right, if I make them gay, that hits a couple of different groups, and then I can fill it up with the people that I really want in there. He's Megadeth. Video James called it. Lorenz really wasn't long for this world. Is that who that is? Lorenz? I'm not sure. Parasite is great, both anime and movie. Oh, there's an anime of it as well. Oh, wow. No relation between the two besides the name. Oh, okay. Iceman panel where Jean Grey makes him gay is hilarious. Jean Grey makes him gay? What? I agree, they got a lot of changes to see to be filled with quota ticket off boxes. That's not a good thing. Absolutely. I think it's the Baron. Oh, the Baron. It is them. He's been hurt.
Please, Father, where's Brother Florian? Have him come quickly.
Be silent, brother. Brother Florian, if you please. Oh, he's holding a knife. He's holding a murder weapon. Sorry, Father. There's nothing to be done. He's dead. Ah! Sister Margaret, calm yourself. Sister Gertrude, please take Sister Margaret back to the garden. Yes, Mother Cecilia. God protect us. The Baron was a friend of the Prince Bishop of Friesing. Why is he so worried about the Prince Bishop? This abbey is odd in more ways than one way. Its existence offends some in the church. We are far enough from Rome and Mainz that everyone forgets about us, but this could bring unwanted attention. Mainz. Located in the Rhine River, Mainz is the home of the Archbishop of Mainz, an elector of the Holy Roman Empire and Primus Germania, the Pope's substitute north of the Alps. Rome, though outshone by his northern neighbor Florence, Rome is still the seat of power for the Catholic Church and an impressive center for the arts. Florian, how easily do you think you could dispose of this body? Father Abbot, what are you saying? Why are you questioning me? Why are you wasting precious time? Do you want to see the soldiers of the Prince Bishop march up on our steps and fling your brothers and sisters out of our home? We pray to God to protect us. No. Silence! Quiet! Calm yourselves, all of you. Father Abbot, Baron Ravatvogel's manservant is already preparing to leave. The Baron's wife should be here in a matter of hours. This is not the time for rash decisions. Yes, you're right. Forgive me. But then, what will we do? We must send the Baron's man to the court of the Prince Bishop in Friesing at once. Mother Cecilia, the Baron said the Prince Bishop's archdeacon was in Innsbruck for the imperial diet. Even better, swift action will silence any whispers of impropriety on our part. Given the Baron's stature, the archdeacon would undoubtedly come to investigate immediately. We must cooperate with him fully and pray for a speedy resolution. Yes, Good. Thank you, Mother Cecilia. You are, you are gay. And then he's gay. Oh, that sounds fucking awful. That sounds terrible. Wow. Wow. I like that when they are shouting, the Ryan has ink blots at it, like the writer is rushing with his pen. Really, really nice touch. Really, really nice touch. They literally made Anivia's background with her gender span 6 acts in Wrath of the Righteous to avoid all the stop shoving it down our throats, make it realistic. And the writer still got shafted by people. The game never actually tells you, right? Like it just hints at it, but you never actually get her to say like, "Yo, this is what happened and this is what I am." I mean, that's just how it is in the original Adventure Path as well. It's not like they changed it exactly. And there are people who are still mad that Ragangar is bisexual and Kingmaker. That's ridiculous. Anivia was well done in my opinion. The only way to get to know her secret is to be super rude, and then every follow-up is appropriately awful. Really? That's interesting. Yep, it's just that simple sometimes. Look at this thing. Bam, wham, nozzle. You gotta know now. Oh, she can. She can pass a Diplo 4. If you can pass a Diplomacy 40 check in Act 5, and Anivia will confess. Interesting. I did not know that. Brother Walslav, please detain Brother Piero in the cellar until the Prince Bishop's man arrives. What? What? Brother Piero? Why? Father Gernot, I implore you to reconsider. He was caught in flagrant delicto. Flagrant delicto? In blazing offense, indicating an individual has been caught in the act of committing a crime, covered in blood with a knife in his hand. Father, do you really believe that Brother Piero is capable of such a foul deed? Yes, capable enough when motivated by anger. I had no anger against the Baron, Father Abbot. I simply came across him like this. No anger? Not even for insulting your work and forcing us to give it to Andreas? This is not a subject for debate. When the Prince Bishop's man arrives, we must not be empty-handed. Even if Piero wanted to kill the Baron, he's not physically capable of the act. He wasn't angry. Anyone who's in the Scriptorium knows that. Even Guy knows that. Even if Piero wanted to kill the Baron, he's not physically capable of the act. He can barely hold a brush, much less plunge a knife into a man's body. Be quiet. This is not your affair. It is my affair if you're going to make me part of Brother Piero's supposed motive. I am through debating this with you. Nah, this ain't the end. My decision stands. Brother Wolslaw will detain Brother Piero in the cellar until I say otherwise. Brother Florian, please escort Andreas out of the Abbey. Andreas, do not show your face here again until tomorrow. Do you understand me? Yes. Andreas, listen to me. I sympathize with you. I don't think Piero did this either, but this isn't the time to push the abbot. I'm sure the other brothers and sisters believe Piero is innocent as well, but the abbot is worried about the Prince Bishop's attention. Man, I'm going to have to look up that Anivia scene then. I've never gotten that in my playthroughs. Falling apart, detained, a scapegoat. Yeah, that's not cool. What's up? Every follow-up with Anivia's like, what is your real name? And this is unnatural. Wow. That's crazy. It's exactly what a person who spent 5 acts interrogating Anivia would ask. That's awesome. See, if they win that way, I love it. Every character in Dragon Age was done fantastically. This guy's elbows are huge. I can only assume that's padding. You choose not to ask fathers that are clearly antagonistic. He's built like a brick prayer house. Hey, hey. You have any recommend? If you have any recommendations, I'd love to hear them. Take a few hours to calm your nerves or your mind. You need to think clearly. Go to the Druckers, eat a good meal, and come back at noons. We won't have much time, but tap in my window with a small stone and I'll let you in. Let me in for what? To examine the body. Interesting. I should follow Florian's advice and go to the Druckers. Hopefully it will clear my head. Where are the Druckers? I don't remember which one the Druckers are. Oh, Master Mahler. Whoops. Lordy. Good day, Andreas. Back from the Abbey already. It's only noon. Andreas, are you all right? I'm not sure. Well, why don't you come inside and sit down for a minute? If it's not an imposition, I'd appreciate a moment to rest. Not an imposition at all. My friends are always welcome in my home. Besides, I could use your opinion on something. See, being weirded out by a trans person in a fantasy game is weird to me. People be sleeping with polymorph dragons. That's one way to look at it. Exactly, day eyes. It's a wild free-for-all in fantasy. I mean, nobody in the world should be good with it unless they have something against polymorphic magic in general. Hey. Good day, Andreas. Should I fix you a plate? If it's not too much trouble, I'm always glad to eat your cooking, Marie. Oh, my. Klaus, you must invite Andreas over more often so I can hear someone compliment my food. Your cooking is lovely, darling. Hey. Hello. Hello, Berthold. How are you? Sleepy? Come back to my workshop. He made it seem like it was a separate office. I'm going to do a new run of Till Eulenspiegel. There was a printing a few years ago in Strasbourg, but it was awful, almost bereft of illustrations. The titular character of a popular 15th century book, Till is a prankster, continually exposing the vices and hypocrisy of others. He's also quite skilled at tricking people into smelling, touching, or eating his excrement. I remember we read about him. Okay, cool. What do you think of these new ones? Well, he's not throwing around shit, so that's an improvement. They look wonderful. Excellent work. The figures and composition are terrific, but the background is quite dense and busy. I would suggest running this in 2 passes, with the background elements and a lighter ink to help the characters stand out. That's a fine idea. I'll pass on your compliments to Marie. Are these her woodcuts? They are. The drawings were mine, but she did the block cuts. I've got enough talent to draw the designs, but only she could do the woodcuts and the type. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts, which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. I did a Zon Kuthin playthrough camera and saw that. That was hilarious. Hilarious. Yeah, I don't know. I think they're speaking backwards. Is saying that they're actually speaking in a different language, but I'm translating it. Not sure. Every time I read fun facts about Zancuthi to my fiance, it makes her skin crawl. Like how follower of Asmodeus could tell Nura that her master sucked and you'd have trained her right. That's awesome. Oh, it's printed instead of written. Just got that. The runes when you first spoke to them were printing blocks. Oh. This seems like a nice family. I really hope nothing happens to them. We'll see. I'm hungry. Amen. Andreas, what were the bells for at the Abbey? They were sounding for a long time. The visiting nobleman, Lorenz Voltgogel, was found murdered in the Chatter House. God in heaven! He just rolled by here yesterday. Wait a minute. This seems like the kind of thing that Andreas should be keeping to himself. Doesn't seem like he should be the one to tell the town this information. Shouldn't there be somebody else in a more official capacity that brings folks together and says, hey, there's a problem? Yes, and it gets worse. One of the elderly brothers I work with in the Scriptorium, Piero, was accused of the crime. He's spilling all the deets, and I don't think he should be. And we're not even given an option not to. That's crazy. That's awful. A murder in Curacao? How could a monk do such a thing? I'm sorry, Andreas. The Baron seemed like an interesting man, and I know he's been a patron of the Abbey for years. Right. Good call out, Dagon. You gonna talk about somebody getting murdered right in front of the kid? This is wild. Yeah. Come on now. You had over dinner with the kid there. Come on now. This is this is not proper at all. And does the abbot really believe that Brother Piero killed him? You've always spoken of him in the kindest terms. It seemed like Lorenz had been stabbed, but I don't know. There was a lot of blood around him. There was a lot of blood, but I'd rather not speculate about what happened. I'd rather spare you the details, but it's hard to believe what happened to him was natural. There's a lot of blood, but I'd rather not speculate about what happened. But no, I can't believe Piero did it. I can't imagine him harming anyone. I want to hear about the blood. Maybe I've been reading you too many scary stories. But if it wasn't Brother Piero, who do you think could have done it? I did see Lucky Stanar get into a shouting argument with Lorenz yesterday just before I walked by your place. Lucky? What? Why would he have cause to shout at a nobleman? I'll start with the sausages. There's probably something else going on that you wouldn't know about, dear. What do you mean by that? I'm not one to trade gossip, but if you really want to know, talk to some of the other women in town. Or Mother Cecilia up at the Abbey. Why Mother Cecilia? I didn't realize she saw much of Tassing. Oh, there's no need for that. Lucky is a forthright man. I'm sure if you ask him, he'll tell you what the argument was about. Thank you both. That's good advice. There's something else, though. When Lorenz and I were walking through the meadow, the widow, Kemperin, came out of the woods and... Yes? Well, she cursed him. I'm not surprised. Attilia's late husband, Rannig, ran afoul of Lorenz on his last visit to Tassing. I don't remember the details, but Rannig died just last year, and Attilia hasn't been the same since. She was always an old bitch, even before she was old. Nah, it's all right. The kid killed the Lord. Toxic has figured it out, y'all. Kid is gonna blab. Got to take him out. I think it was Martin too. Martin's always an option. Yeah, some guy was stabbed down the street. Eat your peas, kid. Anyways, there was blood and guts everywhere. Must be a bad man wandering around. Everybody gets into it. It's the kid. Get her. Ridiculous. Now she lives all alone at the edge of the woods. There are rumors she's going to lose her property soon. I do pity her, even if she is a bit.
Bitter woman. There should be some exception in the law for her to inherit. Women are not legally barred from inheriting. It all depends on the details of the lease. Did she come from a wealthy family? She did, in fact. Wealthier than Rannig's, anyway. If the land they lived on was part of her dowry, she may make a case to lay claim to it or property of equal value. Well, well. Are you a lawyer, Andreas? Enough about Attilia. Is there anyone else you think may have done it? I don't know if he has any ill intent, but Prior Fenric has been acting strangely since the day Lorenz arrived. Perhaps an academic disagreement. I know they're both avid readers, both of classics and new works. On his last visit, the Baron bought a book on astronomy from me. I know the Prior has some similar interest. But would the Prior kill someone over a simple disagreement? It's not that outlandish. When I was in university, I saw men throw punches over small academic concerns. What is an opinion for some is a testament of faith for others and worth killing for. Bavarian sausages, bratwurst, are fantastic. Interesting. Nice. Kid threw some peas on the floor like Home Alone and planted the knife. Yeah, daggone. This family has no chill indeed. Yeah, Boss Spades, I think the cipher might come into play now, finally. That may be so, but I've never seen that sort of anger in Prior Fenric. Not even when Gernot was made abbot instead of him. Afterward, he seemed bitter, but never violent. That just doesn't seem to be part of his character. So, Lucky, the widow, and the Abbey Prior. Anyone else? There was something strange when we approached the Abbey together. Mother Cecilia was outside with some of the sisters. Mother Cecilia scowled and took the nuns aside without saying a word. Sounds like they have a history, at least. Egg pasta. That doesn't sound good. I do not know Mother Cecilia personally, but I have never heard anyone speak badly of her. If she had cause to dislike the Baron, I must believe she had good reason. Well, Andreas, it sounds like there's a lot to look into. Thank you for talking to me. I was feeling overwhelmed. You're always welcome here, Andreas. Anytime. Yeah. You are especially welcome with this one. God be with you, Andreas. Thank you. God be with you. I have several leads to follow, but where should I start? I could talk to Lucky Stenar. He's probably working in front of his house. The widow Kemprin lives south of here, near France Bower. Prior Fenric is usually at the Scriptorium, but I won't be able to talk to him until tomorrow. Still, nothing would prevent me from talking to Mother Cecilia in the convent. But if I don't attend Brother Florian's examination of the body at the Abbey, he'll have to do it without me. So I have to choose. Man, Nicholas has departed for Innsbruck. So are they saying that I won't be able to do all of these, that I have to choose? I was able to find a false relief. Okay. I think this is a good place to stop. We've got a lot of leads to do. Seems like we're in a different part of the game now. So I'm definitely enjoying it so far. But it's also very, very different from any other gaming experience I've actually had before. So we'll see whether or not this holds up. But for now, I have to work in the morning.
So I am going to leave it here. Hope all of you enjoyed the stream. Appreciate all of you all who will be able to join. I'm tired as hell, so I'm going to go ahead and go to bed. But I hope all of you all have a good day. And I will see you in the next stream where we continue with our Pentiment playthrough. Take care. Yep, good to see you too, James. I agree, Boss Page. And at the beginning of our next session, I'll examine the body. I think that's what I want to do the most. Take care, Dagon. Thanks, Toxic. Glad you enjoyed the stream. Oh, awesome. Thanks, Camera. Appreciate it. Take care, Demas.